All right, here we go. 600 Breezy. Welcome back to Vlad TV.
It's been a minute, man.
It's been a minute. Man. It's been a minute. It's first time in LA in a while.
Yeah, I think we did our first interview in this room here.
Yeah, it's
probably like 8 years ago.
About 8 years?
Yeah.
Hey, man, listen, you looking healthy?
Yeah, I got to take care of myself, man.
Yeah, but unfortunately, a lot of personal drama has spilled into the world.
Always when it comes to me. Always.
Yeah. And, previously, when we talked about your various situations with kids and so forth, you always asked me to not talk about it, and you've always kept it pretty much silent.
Mm-hmm.
But this time, you've actually responded, and everything is really spilled into the public.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have a child with Jazmine Cheaves, who is the sister of Jada, who is Lil Baby's baby mother. And how old is the child?
Oh, he'll be 1 in probably about 6 days.
Congratulations. Blaze, right?
Yep.
Cool name.
Yeah.
Cool name. Did you think of that?
It's she did that.
Oh, she did? Okay. Mm-hmm. Cool name. I love it. So, before you guys had the baby, how long were you together?
Crazy part about it is we probably was together and dealing with each other for about a month.
Oh, so it was new?
Yeah, it was really new. Like, the situation was crazy. It was like, it was the internet. I was dealing with her. We had a falling out. I left. When she popped up pregnant, how the internet played it. Oh, shit, she was just with 600 Breezy. She was just on 600 Breezy. So, but she told everybody, like, it wasn't my baby.
Oh.
Did, like, gender reveals with other guys and shit like that. Shit, like, so.
Wait, she did a gender reveal with another man?
Yeah, for sure.
And he's in there like, woo, I'm having a baby.
Yeah, and he knew that one.
I'm having a son. Yay. And it wasn't his son.
Weird fan shit. She's dating and dealing with fans that just want to be seen with her. So,
okay.
That was weird. It was weird. So, yeah, it was like the whole situation was fucked up because it was like I really didn't come into the picture until he was born. It's like when I synced that he was born, and it was like, because I had some denial at first too, but I actually knew how it was laying up and what I was doing with her, so I knew that was a hell of a possibility. But when he came out, it was like, oh shit, that's my son. So it's like, I really didn't step in until like when he was a few months old. So that's why this whole situation is crazy. Like, and I was forced to even speak on the internet about anything because it's like she keeps making the internet. But
okay, so she's doing these gender reveals with other guys, right? Are you thinking during this time, well, that's my baby possibly, but maybe it isn't? Because who would do a gender reveal if you don't really know?
See, it was like the things that she was doing was making me really feel like, oh, that's not my baby.
Okay, yeah. But obviously you do a gender reveal with someone else.
Yeah, like real life. Yeah. Like baby showers, everything. Like other men was always there.
Wait, baby showers with other men?
Everything.
Was it the same guy each time?
No.
No! You're telling me she's having a gender reveal with this guy, a baby shower with this guy?
Vlad.
This is next level right here. Now, I've had women lie to me. I've had women tell me they were pregnant when they really weren't. I've had this. That's aggravating in and of itself, but this is a new level of aggravation.
My luck is terrible. When it comes to women, like, I ain't gonna lie, like all the Chicago baby mamas, the regular at-home women, they cool. But anything that's like slight industry or got some type of name, whatever, the shit be crazy. But that situation was crazy as shit.
Okay, she has the baby.
Mm-hmm.
Do you do a DNA test?
No.
You've never done a DNA test?
Mm-hmm. I ain't feel like I needed one.
Breezy, you wilding right now. No, really. I mean, you're
wild.
Like to think that you're going through all this aggravation without being 100% sure.
Yeah. I mean, but it's just like, I got multiple kids with multiple different moms, and it's like they all look exactly alike with different mothers.
I feel you.
I know the world we live in.
And I'm sure you're right, but why not make it 100% sure?
You're right.
There's really no harm in doing this.
No, for sure. But
it's not they gotta like cut the baby in order to get the DNA. No, it's just a swab test and that's it.
But look at the other situation with the rapper girl and the 3 kids. All I said was I wanted a blood test and they crucified me. They still to this day, them kids 5, 6 or some shit like that. I still to this day, I don't speak. I just, when people mention I'll be blood test, but then they crucify me like I'm disrespecting her. But that wasn't my girlfriend.
No. People go jump off a cliff with that. No, really. Like, you should always know.
Yeah.
There's no harm in knowing.
especially in the world we live in, and these aren't my wives. Like they don't be my girlfriends to where we live together and I see they every move and shit like that. It's like a man do want to be sure because it's always mama's baby, papa's maybe, but and this now they just expect like the internet's gonna attack you and try to force you.
But you don't have to publicly do it. You know, not everything is for the world to see. But hey, listen, let's go do a test. All you have to do is have the baby, and that's it.
Even if I was to say that in private to people, they make it public. Like,
okay, so what? Crazy. Seriously, so what?
Yeah, but then I'm dealing with the same shit I'm dealing with all the time because I was like, hey, I'm just no disrespect. I just want to be sure, like they don't respect that. And if the shoe was on the other foot, they would care. But it's just, how that shit go.
I mean, just do the test. I mean, you can get it for what, $10 at CVS?
You know what I'm saying?
And that's it. You mail it in. It's 99.9999999% sure.
Them women be scared of that shit, Vlad, because they know what they was doing and how they was living.
Well, listen, anyone who doesn't want to take the test, well, you technically don't have to pay child support for anyone that refuses to take the test.
Child support at all.
Right, but I'm saying, like in the future, if she decides to put you on papers,
she would have to get the test.
Yeah, get the test.
Yeah, gotta get the test. Yeah, I'm cool with that, though. I'm fine with that. All right.
I mean, I wouldn't be fine with even spending time and money on the child if I was not 100% sure with the test. Yeah. So my thing would be the next time I would see that baby, I'm gonna have a test on me.
See, it's just like in certain situations, like I know with Jazmine, I was really laying up and just nothing in that lady. So what? It was like a situation where it was like I didn't want to feel like I was disrespecting her also. And then the baby look exactly like me, but you have a key point because I do feel like they should pass a law.
Another dude that looks kind of like you.
Exactly.
And that's that. Exactly. It's still a combination of both parents. So
exactly.
Yeah, no, listen, I would just, the next time around the baby, just have it on me.
Just swab them type shit.
Swab them. As soon as she turn around, swap. I gotta go to the bathroom, swap.
That's gonna be an issue too.
Oh shit, I forgot my keys. Can you grab them, baby? Swab.
Crazy. But I just feel like they should pass a law at birth that
that's not a bad idea.
DNA. Because it's just the world. Like, it's not how we used to live. Like, there's less marriages and less happy family. Like, people was actually but even the people that was at home with their wife, it was different. Wasn't no internet back then and shit, so they could cheat in peace and have secret kids in peace and shit like that. Now it's just like everything is broadcasted. Everybody want to show. Like, everybody want to just, I don't know.
Yeah, I remember I interviewed D.L. Hughley, the comedian, and he had a side baby at one point, and he was saying how your wife is supposed to find out about your side baby at your funeral the way God intended it. She's not supposed to find out while you're alive. God has set it up for you to die first, and then she finds out.
Crazy, man.
Okay, so you have the baby, and you guys are working it out however you're working it out, but then everything spills into the media. And I think the first one was Jazmine posting a Snapchat that says dating your tax bracket. Mm-hmm. Life would be so much easier. And she says she's single again.
Been single for 2 months. Yeah. She didn't have to do any of that.
Well, she said, I'm not single, but I'm not with my broke ass baby daddy.
She ain't been with me for 2 months and she didn't have to say anything about me.
Right. Like, she started calling you broke, et cetera, et cetera.
Didn't know I had that proof sitting there. This me to the world, I felt bad because that's still my son, mom. So to show the world a vulnerable point like that for her, it's still, as a man, I felt bad, but I can't keep allowing these women to keep playing with me like that, Vlad. Like, you got up there, you lied, you painted a picture, and I even warned her. She even showed her, I texted and warned her, like, hey, fix that shit, and you got it looking a certain type of way, you need to change the narrative. Like, and she knows how much I hate the internet because the internet, I'm like a fucking villain on the internet. Like, so it's like, she knows, like, don't do that. So it's like she just woke up and went out her way. It's like all women just want to, let me bash him on the internet. Like, they hate him on the internet, so let me get a team or get a bandwagon. Let me get some people to help me jump him on the internet. Like, that shit be stupid. So I had to show my proof and show the truth. Like, nah, that's not what happened, how it happened. But she didn't have to do that, and it's like, I'm so sick of that shit, Vlad. I'm so sick of that shit because I'm really like a secretive person. Like, not even secretive, I live my life peacefully. Like, I try to, and then I wake up, and then boom, it's just all over the internet all the time.
Well, there was a screenshot she captioned says, "Sending him to work was the best thing I did for him." What does that even mean?
Every woman say they sent me somewhere to do something.
What?
Exactly.
That doesn't even make sense.
Where it don't make sense. How
Right.
can you send me to go do anything? Where did you? I don't work regular jobs. What did you send me to go do?
Yeah, I don't get
You
it.
didn't send me to the studio. You didn't send me but that's what women say. That's the somebody before her said that. Oh, I sent him to do. I sent him. Nobody sent me anywhere. All right. And I don't get. I'm the leaver. I ain't never been broken up with or left.
Never?
Never, ever. Even back when I was a dog ass cheater, when I was like real life back, when I was a young cheating ass nigga with multiple bitches, I never got left. My bitches put up with me and left. Like now, I do all the leaving because it's just like, all right, we grown as hell now. Like pretty sure we all in our 30s and shit. So it's like, what we doing? Like,
Well, at one point you did respond, and you said that it's been months since you guys split up. And at one point, you gave her $6,800 for Christmas.
no, she gave me.
Oh, she gave you the money. Yeah, my bad.
She gave
Okay.
me $6,800.
Yeah, okay, my bad. You're right. She gave you $6,800, but then she spent some of it herself.
No, it's like,
Y'all spent it together, basically.
yeah, like I'm paying for shit. I'm paying for food. I'm paying on bills and just everyday life and shit. Like that shit is because she keep telling people I owe her money. That's what it is.
What?
She's telling people I owe her money from that money that she gave me.
That was a gift, though.
It's supposed to have been a gift, but
Yeah.
now of course Indian givers, we beefing now. So now you owe me. I don't owe you shit. I owe you anything. Like and then Vlad, the crazy part about this is Jazmine is a great person without alcohol. Like everybody say she's bipolar and got all this shit going on and shit like that. No, she's a great person until she starts drinking. We made a pact that I would stop doing the things she didn't want me to do, and all I wanted her to do was to stop drinking and stop smoking poshers. Unhealthy shit.
Yeah, I mean, you said in a response, you said you need AA, you need therapy, you need real help from professionals.
Yeah.
You physically and mentally abused me the whole time, and I put up with that shit.
Yeah, I be getting my ass kicked in my relationships because I don't hit women back.
Okay, so she was beating you up
Yeah,
multiple times?
yeah, for sure. Every time she got drunk. Every
And
single time.
What was the worst damage she did to you?
I'm huge, so it's like she did
Yeah,
more
but
damage
like
to
a
herself.
scratch.
Like I ain't gonna lie, she smacked me so hard multiple times. One time, her hand was swollen for weeks. Like I done been in plenty of fights, so you know what I'm saying. Like that shit, I might feel it a little pain or something, but it's really she's still a woman at the end of the day. But it's just like I shouldn't have to deal with shit like that because women shouldn't have. If I was whooping her ass, it'd be different. You know what I'm saying? They'd call me a woman beater and I go to jail.
Yeah, it'd be Chris Brown and Rihanna.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Rihanna probably hit Chris a few times before he finally reacted.
yeah, for sure.
But still,
really
he's the villain.
But he's the villain
he's
because
the villain.
nobody cares. You still a man. You supposed to let her hit
Yeah.
you. All right,
That still haunts him to this day. He still loses opportunities
for sure.
for shit like that.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I've had a conversation with him. I done been in his house party with him and shit like that. And he really, that shit still does bother him.
Yeah.
And I probably talked to him about it years ago. Just late night LA, the LA scene, his house, the parties, it's like the after party spot.
Yeah.
So yeah, that shit definitely bothers him for sure.
I mean, what was his take on it when
Like,
you guys talked?
I think I asked him the same way, like she hit you first, didn't she? Like, cause you don't just look like the type of nigga that was just gonna just whoop and beat her. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a real life fist fight back and forth, but he was a kid though. That was his take too. Like he was a teenager. Like, so I kind of like, like it's not an excuse, but I get it. Like he still was a kid dealing with fame, dealing with most shit that people not dealing with. So I can't knock him for that, man. Like, and I don't think they should still, like, he's one of the greatest R&B artists of our time. I don't think they should use that against him, man. Like he fucking raped somebody or did some crazy shit or these shit that other people got going on. He had a fight, a teenage fight with his woman, with another, and they hold that over his head. I think that shit actually sucks though.
Now, didn't you post a video of you and Jazmine arguing and her being abusive with you?
Yeah, it was like, I don't think she was being abusive in the actual video. It was just like,
Oh, you're accusing her of being abusive.
Yes, no, I was basically in the video, like capturing me telling her, like, hey, I'm leaving you for these reasons. I don't want an alcoholic. You abusing me in every way you can, physically, mentally, whatever. Like, I'm not with that. And I gave her, I stayed for I gave her 5 chances. I stayed for 3 months. She was doing it as soon as I got there. So it's like, I had to make the decision for myself because I don't want to end up in jail. That's a female that you will have to hurt her. Like,
do you feel that the relationship totally changed after she had the baby?
So this the fucked up part, Vlad. It really wasn't a relationship. I met her. We knew each other for all of 4 weeks tops or some shit.
Okay.
We fell out. I left. Never really talked to her again. The pregnancy shit, I'm not gonna act like she didn't tell me she was pregnant. She definitely told me she was pregnant, whatever. But she told me she was gonna get an abortion, this and that, blah, blah, blah. But then she started doing the shit I was telling you about, the baby showers, all this shit, with other people. So it was like, all right, fuck it. So, but when she had the baby, that's when I stepped in because it was like, shit, damn, that's my nigga. He looked just like me, you know? And it's like, I didn't know her. I still feel like I don't know her. Like, and this is a lesson learned for a lot of men that's watching this. Like, I really had a baby with a stranger and I'm getting to know her while we have a child. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of a fucked up because it's like we both don't really know each other. But we have a kid and we have to raise this kid. So now we went from, I'm not seeing you all this time, to now we in a relationship trying to raise our kid as a 2-parent household, you know, one family household, and we actually learning each other. So that's kind of like, it's kind of fucked up. It's kind of hard. It could possibly work, but it's hard to work like that because it's like, we supposed to did that before a kid ever came. We didn't get the chance to actually know each other, the real us, before the baby. So now that we got the baby, and it's just like, then it's just so broadcast on the internet, and it's just a fucked up situation now.
Now, you accuse her of having other men around your baby?
No, that's a fact.
Okay.
I can show you that, right? She texted me the picture of her laying up with another nigga with my kid right there. Like, I just didn't, if she would have kept going, I would have posted these things to show people like, hey, this is what I'm dealing with.
I mean, I can see from a father how that's frustrating, but if you're not together and she's pursuing other relationships.
Nah, that's different.
I mean, you know, it's kind of gray area. You see what I'm saying?
I was only out the door for 6 days. And then you want to be that, like, in her mind, that was going to be a way to get me back home. Showing me that you with niggas and be like, oh, you want me to keep being single? That works with them down south Atlanta niggas that you deal with or whatever. I'm from Chicago, I'm from the Midwest. I'm a whole different type of, that makes me hate you. You with my son, like you could have been laid up with the nigga all you want to. She actually sent me multiple pictures and videos with her in the bed, my son right there, laying on the nigga, whatever. He's supposed to been around, been whatever, but that shit's still disrespectful. Why send that to me? Like, and then we don't be beefing for real. Like, it was the fact that I just wouldn't come back to her. But you used to niggas that do that.
Okay, now wasn't there another man that was saying that he was Blaze's dad also?
Because she's so stuck on, oh, I'm that bitch, my baby gonna have 100 daddies if I want him to.
What?
So yeah, niggas is the guy that was claiming to be Blaze's dad made songs about her sister. Like, he's a fan of them, you know? Like, so why would you allow this type of person to even be around you, and he's already fantasizing about your sister? And then, like, he claiming a kid that he know that's not even his, and then what happened to him? He disappeared. He's no longer around. Like, none of that shit makes sense.
Right, because then she posted a picture of a bunch of roses. There was a card that said, fuck your baby dad.
Yeah, she probably sent that shit to herself.
Roses. And then she captioned it on BD.
And she got to stop playing with the BDs too. Because that shit real. So she ain't down there playing with the Crips and Bloods and shit like that. But she my baby mama, so she get a pass for a lot of shit because I ain't gonna let nothing happen to her. But she go out her way to be an asshole. Like, I literally sit back and don't say nothing. I'm just worried about that kid. I don't care about a relationship. I don't care about none of that shit like that. I gave her the chance. She fucked it up. But she want to be on the internet and be funny and just, I don't know. People just need to grow up, man. I'm in a growing part in life right now, so it's like, I'm really not with that the unnecessary extra shit, like for the internet. But people like her get a check off that shit. They get paid off Snapchat and shit like that. So that's what I really feel like that's about too. Like, cause why do you need an audience with your personal life? Shit's your personal life. You're giving people extra opinions and whatever, and then people act like they don't deal with that shit on a good note. People really be fucked up at home about what people say about them on the internet or how people feel about them, and for one moment you thought you had the ups on me, and now I showed the truth. And like, I be looking at her Snapchat and shit like that, I can tell she crying, I can tell she not herself, and I hate that shit because I'm not a bad person that's still my kid's mom, but just don't fuck with me like that. Like,
I mean, if that really is your baby, you want to maintain a relationship with the child as much as possible because those days are gone forever. You know, these days you're missing out. That's it. Poof. And I know as someone who has multiple kids, it's like you care about that.
mm-hmm.
So is there a way of reaching some sort of middle ground where it's like, okay, let's try to share custody in this type of way. How about, you know, it's still a baby, so there's no school or whatever else. How about I take the baby for a few weeks back to Chicago with his grandmother?
She won't let me.
Nah,
she
none
won't
of that?
She won't let me take the baby up the streets.
Okay.
Literally. Like, she won't take, anytime we have problems, like, she'll be like, oh, you can see him, but you got to watch him in my house. And now it's to the point that it's like, you be having niggas and shit in your house. I don't want to come over there. Like, I don't even put myself in a predicament to do nothing crazy to nobody. So it's like, she really, like, I don't have no rights, and she lets me know that I don't have no rights.
Well, I mean, you do. I mean, you do have rights if you file.
Exactly, but she keeps saying, take me to court, but for what? Why are we going to court? We have no reason to go to court. You have no reason to tell me that I can't take my son up the street, up the road. That's my kid. I should be able to take him across the country if I want to.
Right, but until paternity is, I mean, is your name on the birth certificate? Whose name's on?
I've never signed a birth certificate in my life.
Okay, so whose name is on the birth certificate?
I don't even.
Does the baby have your last name?
No. The only kid.
This might not be your baby. I'm just going to say this. I'm going to put it out in the universe. I don't wish this on you because I'm sure that there's some sort of attraction and love for this baby, but I'm just saying this might not be your baby.
Man. That's my kid.
It might not be your baby. So listen, any woman who really knows, listen, I wasn't messing with anyone else during this time I got pregnant. He's the only one. I'm 100% sure. Go ahead. Take 5 DNA tests. I don't give a shit. Go ahead. Go ahead. Do it in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
Do it on the internet.
Yeah,
do it at your house.
She not denying me a test though.
She's not.
She's not denying a test at all.
Okay, so
I just never really asked someone. She just keep telling me to take her to court and shit. I don't want to have to go through the extra shit when we don't have to go through it. Like you got me here telling you like, and I'm a nigga that be wanting a blood test, but he looks so much like my other kids.
It's not a blood test. Like, it's a swab.
A swab. Yeah, for sure. But
I'm saying you don't have to poke the baby. Like it's that simple.
But I just feel like that all that shit is unnecessary right now. If you had me doing what the fuck I was supposed to do as a dad, and I'm gonna be there without that, like, so I don't know. You might be right, Vlad. Might just have to go that route, and then it'll make sure I can get my rights and shit from there. But it's like. Also, it's a fucked up feeling because with a man with multiple kids and multiple baby mamas, it's like a kind of I don't give a fuck in there somewhere because I know that kid gonna get older and she gonna get tired and she's gonna eventually let me like no baby mama. I ain't really met no baby mamas that's just gonna be like fuck you forever and I'll let you see your kid forever. They gonna get tired and they gonna need a break or whatever. And like her village probably get a little shorter and they stop watching them and shit like that or whatever. She gonna get her mind right. So that's why I don't really be tripping on that shit.
Yeah, but hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. And we were talking about this before, like a bad baby mother is worse than any enemy you could possibly have.
Oh yeah, I feel like this the worst.
Yeah, because I remember this is one of the few things that I really felt like Suge Knight really nailed when he said it. He said, you have to be a lot more scared of your friends than your enemies. Your enemies can't go in your home. They can't borrow your car. You know, they don't have access to your family and, you know, your personal belongings and your children and so forth. Yeah. Friends have access to all that shit. And a baby mother, which is even a next level because you're connected through the child, they could do more damage than anyone from the outside because they're doing it from the inside. And they also know you can't really do anything because then you're the bad guy. Next thing you know, you get charges filed on you and you don't get to see your child at all for 5 years. And you know what I'm saying? Like it could really be a disaster. And they know it. And I feel like the system is geared towards women when it comes to this type of
100%.
Just is what it is.
That's why I'm glad that I had my phone in my hand, like, because like if anything would have went left and I didn't have that proof, I was going to jail. I was getting in trouble. So like even with the shit she said, like it would have just, I had no, like, people going to believe what the woman say every time because we men, and it's fucked up. Like it's like we're guilty until proven innocent. Like in all in all aspects of life. And they don't understand how hard that is on a man, like, especially when you trying to do right and you know you're not doing wrong by certain people and they just doing shit to just, I don't know, be spiteful. Like, no. And I gotta protect myself. Like, I've been dealing with years and years of this shit. You see it firsthand. I've been dealing with, like, women, when I don't want to deal with them or I'm done or anything like that, they attack me internet-wise and say whatever they want and people gonna believe it. All right.
Well, Queen Key, who we've always avoided talking about before, she jumped into this whole conversation.
Oh, I don't see nothing.
Oh, you know about this? Okay, so I guess Queen Key responded to something that Jazmine had posted and said, "Bitch, didn't I tell you to stop speaking of my kids?" And then she posted this new song called Buy Some. And in the caption, she said that she's going to donate the money to Jazmine. Said, "Yes, y'all keep streaming. I'm hearing so much. Today I'm blessed. In a blessed mood, so I'm going to donate all my earnings to Jada. Jada Wade, a little sister or big sister, whoever the fuck she is.
Is that old, though?
So she could buy a name."
Is that old? Because,
I'm not sure.
I think that's old. I don't think she actually said nothing right now because the bitch actually doing something with her life for a change. She on tour with Glorilla and shit like that. She doing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's doing fine. And she feeding her kids and shit, so I salute her. Like, about time. Because it's like, when you ain't got nothing else to do, everybody want to fuck with me. So it's like, I really hope she keep doing what she doing and keep on going because it's like she ain't said shit about me or bothered me or nothing, and none of that shit since she been whatever. But I think the stuff that you saying is kind of like old from before. Yeah. Even before Blaze was even born. Oh. It was like a situation where she did a sit down interview with her sister and them and said something about something to something and basically said like, "Oh, I don't think them his kids," or, "Well, he told me them not his kids," or something like that or whatever. And of course, Kiasha needed her 2 seconds, so she just like, "Oh yeah, this bitch mentioned me or mentioned my kids. Let me make 100 songs and let me do this and let me do that." Like, so that's kind of what that was. Like, I think that's kind of old, but that's lame too. All that shit lame. Like,
yeah, this was, well, hold on. Yeah, this was last July.
Yep. Yeah, so that's yeah, that was right after Blaze was born.
Yeah, I mean, she accused her of being a DL.
Man, when I ate her pussy on camera, they called me gay.
What?
I'm so
it's
confused.
Gay to eat pussy?
Like, come on, bro. I understand if I was sucking dick on camera. I'm eating pussy in a sniper position. You feel me? Like,
what's a sniper position?
I said it's like okay. The leg out. You feel me? It was like I was. You feel it? I'm the greatest. Position. I'm the greatest of all time with that shit. But yeah, it's like I think because. Like, and then they call me gay and DL for this, all the shit that women love me for, because I'm soft-spoken, I got a soft touch, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't gotta be all day and be on some tough and shit like that. Like, no, they really don't have no reason to call me DL or call me gay. No, nothing in this world that was born the same as me with a penis, anything got cut, nothing has experienced me in no type of way. So the niggas that do gay shit they be heavy on it and they be so like, oh, because they know like, oh damn, deep down inside they know they did some gay shit. I know damn well, a nigga ain't got close to me in no type of way, like. It's been how many years? Ain't no gay man came out. Ain't a trend. Nobody said they with a text message, a picture. I ain't got a hug, no proof because that's not me. That's not me. I live and breathe my bitches. That's my problem now. That's why they act like they do now, because once I get a bitch, I'm gonna be up under that bitch, eating her pussy, treating her like a motherfucking queen at all times. And as soon as I'm ready to go, because they won't change in the shit that they doing, that pretty ass light-skinned gay nigga. Ooh, bitch, your whole family will die. Like, what's wrong with y'all?
Yeah, listen,
like,
I've been called gay by women when they're mad at me. I think that's just the standard thing women do. They can't think of anything else.
It's funny though. It's funny. It's funny because when you do that with the niggas that's actually gay, they be so fucked up about it because they know it's like,
I don't care. You can call me gay. That's why I'm saying it on camera right now. Go ahead.
Because I don't
call
give a
me
fuck.
Gay.
I don't give a fuck because you can't. I know.
Not true.
I know for 1,000%
exactly.
fact. If they was to come out in life and be like, oh, we had secret cameras on everybody in life, we can show you everything you did. I know for 100,000% fact I ain't did no gay shit. So it's like, what am I worried about? I get so much pussy. I'll be focused on. But that's why I got so many kids. That's the problem.
How many kids?
Stop. I don't even want to talk about it, Vlad. I don't even want to talk about it. This shit getting out of hand, bro. Like, I need to get a vasectomy.
I got a vasectomy.
I'm finna get one.
After I had my kids,
I'm finna get
and
one.
I knew they were healthy, I said, that's it. But what I did, here's the trick to getting a vasectomy. You freeze your sperm first.
Freeze your sperm first?
Yep.
But can't you reverse it? Like, can I go and...
Maybe not. You don't want to risk it.
I mean, I ain't really tripping on that.
You never know. You may want some kids in the future with a certain person. Let's just say you meet someone later in life in your 40s or maybe even your 50s. And maybe that woman's a little younger than you and she doesn't have any kids yet and she wants to have kids with you, but you got a vasectomy. Mm-hmm. But, if you freeze your sperm, it's all ready to go.
So basically,
and it costs like $50 a month to store it. It's like no money.
Oh yeah. So basically, freeze this.
It's basically free. You have it forever. Because the reverse, sometimes you can reverse it, sometimes you can't. And what I'm saying is, and that's also a more intensive operation and whatever else. Like, I don't know. Getting a vasectomy was great because now I know that I can't get anyone pregnant. That I don't want to get pregnant.
See, I want to get a vasectomy. And do some crazy shit, right? Just be nutting and bitches, and I want the bitch to lie and be like, I'm pregnant.
You never have to pull out.
I want to be like, I'm pregnant. And I'm like,
you
oh,
yeah,
the
cream
really?
Pie king, man.
I'm going to go all the way through with it. Talk about baby shower, all that, and wait to the end and be like, I got a vasectomy, right? That's not my kid. You lying, dirty bitch. Like, that crazy, right?
Crazy. Vasectomy. I'm telling you. Yeah. Well, I mean, listen, I would tell people who haven't had kids yet not to get a vasectomy.
Yeah, for sure.
But if you have a bunch of kids and you don't want any more that aren't planned, I would say absolutely get a vasectomy.
Because I hug bitches and they be pregnant. It's like, I say hi to a bitch. They be, hey, Breezy, hey. Like 2 weeks later, yeah, I'm pregnant. Like, god damn.
That's
like,
funny.
Shit.
So, did you and Lil Baby have a relationship at all?
No, I don't know Baby at all.
Okay. But you guys are technically connected now.
No, that ain't got nothing to do with me.
Well, sort of, because my
son is his son's cousin.
Yeah,
but still,
exactly.
Like, they was saying that shit in the comments too. Like, oh, he was only fucking with her for who? Like, I seen Baby one time. We don't like. I'm not that nigga. I don't even listen to his kind of music, honestly. I think I told you this before. I don't like melodies and shit like that. I'm a gangster rapper. Like, that's the shit I listen to. All that trap music, shit like that. So it's like, I'm not even a fan of Baby, like not no hating shit or no shit like that, but it's like, that still ain't got nothing to do with me. Blaze my son. That's Loyal, his cousin. Like, I've been around Loyal, I've been around Jada and them a lot. They pretty cool.
That's what I'm saying. Cool. So you're connected. You're part of that family now.
I was at Loyal party, so I seen Baby and shit like that, but it's just like a head nod. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, have you heard about the whole RICO thing that's happening with him and 4PF right now?
That's real?
It's kind of seeming like it. Now, whether he's dragged into it or not is up in the air. But there was a video that was floating around in court that was like a tapped phone of not Lil Baby or any of his people. It was like their ops talking about how Unc got tickets on people's heads, and the prosecutor is trying to say they're talking about Lil Baby and he's putting money on people's heads and so forth. I guess what had happened was a while back, Lil Baby had filmed a music video in one of his ops neighborhoods, and that set off a chain of events.
Okay.
And I think two kids got killed in the process. Once again, Nothing to do with Lil Baby from what I understand, but they're trying to drag this whole 4PF situation into it.
Yeah. See, I think it's that same black lady that got Lucci and Thug now.
Fonnie Willis, she is probably in charge of it, yeah.
I don't know what's her thing, like, I don't know, because it's like she picking these niggas up and they putting all these charges on them and then they beating everything and come home. Like they probably walk away with out of 100 charges, 4, 3 and some light shit, all the murders out the window, all that shit like that, and these niggas come on probation. So I was like, what's the point? Like, I don't even think they should take her like she shouldn't be credible to even do that no more, because what Lucci finna get off papers in a year or some shit. Yeah, no, he's out, but I'm saying he gets off papers completely.
Oh,
like,
okay.
Like fast in like a year or two or some shit like that, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
but
shout out to Drew Finling. That was his lawyer.
Yeah, Thug got shout out to Drew. I had Drew Finling too.
Yeah, that's my man. I talked to him last night.
He couldn't help me, but you feel me? It was Iowa. He the one told me that fucking Johnny Cochran that's the only place he lost at. And they was like, shit, what the hell did he say? He said they indict a ham sandwich. That's what fucking Johnny Cochran said. Yeah, right. So that's the only place he ever lost in. So it's like, yeah, Drew and them, they came to see me and shit too. So yeah, shout out to Drew.
But, didn't Drake pay for that lawyer?
For sure. I ain't had that type of money.
It was like 150,000 or something like that?
Sure. It was like 200, 250, some shit, whatever. And that was 2017.
So Drake dropped like 200,000 to get you a lawyer. Mm-hmm. But he couldn't do anything.
No, he couldn't do nothing.
So chances are a lot of that money was probably returned to Drake.
Went back, yeah.
Yeah, because there was no job to
do. They flew, Drew Finland and Billy Murphy, they flew to Iowa when I first got to the classification prison. And then it was like that we was putting in motions and shit. We was on the phone and shit a lot. But it was like they was really like there's nothing that we can do, because it wasn't like I was fighting a case. I've been pled guilty fucking 7 years prior to that, and I was on papers and I was back on a violation, but they just reimposed my sentence. So it was like I got my number back that I already had, and I fucked up on probation already. So it was like, even with those good ass lawyers, there was nothing that they can do for me. It was like, and they felt bad about it, like, man, and I'm like, should I get it though? Because I'm putting in motions and the motions coming right back denied, because it's like, it was so much, it's corrupt in Iowa, so it's fucked up.
Well, the last time you were here, we were talking about the Young Thug case. And ultimately, he got off with a plea deal. I mean, he pled guilty, but he got time served and I think 15 years probation.
Yeah, that's still 15 years probation.
Yeah.
Parole is different.
Well, they just tried to violate him just recently over the tweet about the Lil Baby situation that I talked about. He basically called out one of the investigators, said like, the dirtiest in the DA office. Mm-hmm. The DA office filed a motion that said this violates his probation. And the judge ultimately said it doesn't, but he should be careful on social media moving forward, which he should.
Yeah. But still, like, you gonna send a nigga back to prison for some work? Y'all act like he said, oh yeah, we finna blow this shit up, we finna kill everybody, terrorists, like it was a terrorist act or something.
Yeah.
He really said nothing, and y'all was about to really terminate his. So how that work is the same way it was with me. I had 15 years, I got it cut to 10, and then that 10 cut into 5. So once I got in trouble and they took the probation back, I went to jail with 10 years over my head. But it was like drug laws was passing and shit, so it ended up cutting it. But if it wasn't for those drug laws, I would have been still sitting in prison for a violation for 10 years. So it's like, that's the same shit that can happen to Thug. Like, they can really sit back and try to do anything and put anything on him and send him back and reimpose his sentence, and he would go to prison with that 15 years over his head. Like, that's fucked up, though.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, but you're on probation. And you should be acting like you're on probation. Probation doesn't mean you beat the case. It means you're technically in jail with the same set of laws, except you're doing your sentence outside the prison. Which means that, for example, if you get pulled over, right now, they need probable cause to search your car. But if they see you're on probation,
they don't. That's the first thing they ask you on probation or parole.
Yeah.
Because you really don't have no rights.
We're straight in the car.
Yeah.
I don't consent. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They go to your house. They can search your house whenever they want. You don't have to have a search warrant. You don't have to get a judge to sign off on it. You can't act like your life is back to normal. So I'm saying a tweet dissing someone from the same prosecution that you just got the probation from, like you got a long time left on this probation. You probably shouldn't be tweeting anything like this at all.
He probably don't even understand the seriousness of probation.
And I don't think he does.
Because I know I didn't. You know what I'm saying?
So you messed around too?
That's how I went to... You got to think, when you first met me, I was on probation. First lab interview, probation, all that. So I traveled without permission. I'm some guns and videos, everything that I did was against my stipulations. I was supposed to have been in the house at a certain time, all type of shit. So they just let it build up. And was like, oh, no, you did all this shit and we just gonna send you back to prison because you didn't care. So it's like, they really need to set the stipulations like, no, if you take this probation, nigga, you can't do nothing. Like, you basically on house arrest.
Yeah.
But outside, you just in the world arrest, but you don't really have no rights. Like, you can't do nothing because they basically telling him he can't say shit. It's freedom of speech. They taking like, what the fuck those amendments?
But that's part of the plea deal though. That's why, I mean, he even regrets taking the plea deal because Yak Gotti ended up beating his case.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And then it's like, you take the plea deal, these other niggas beat the case, and it's like, fuck, but I know he just was ready to come home. He had been sitting all that time. He probably didn't even read over shit. He was like, I can go home today. I can go home today. I can go home today. I don't give a fuck. They said 100 years probation. I go home today. Like, come on, tell him, come on. All right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there was always the talk about Gunna and how what's going to happen when Thug is out and whether he kind of embraces Gunna again. You've seen that him and Gunna do not talk on any level.
I don't, because I seen I don't know if the tweet was real or he said something that was like, Gunna don't act like we cool or some shit like that. I don't understand what the issue is. I don't understand because Gunna did not tell on anybody. Gunna didn't snitch. Now, okay, I'm going to say this again because I said it before. Okay, if everybody was waiting on a plea as a group and you taking that plea knocks down a domino effect for everybody else, then that's kind of fucked up. But that wasn't the case. Niggas before Gunna and after Gunna took pleas and nobody's calling them rats.
Yeah, but Gunna's the only one that had it on video. So that made it that much worse.
See, they did that on purpose.
No, they did it on purpose. Absolutely.
This is the dividing and conquering that they doing down there in Georgia because I've pled guilty to 2 charges and they did not make me, like she made him say like, oh yeah, so YSL, you're pleading guilty and saying YSL is a gang. I would have sat back like, bitch, I already pled guilty. You doing too much now. Like, what you got going on? But they put that to the world. Like, so like, oh, he a rat. He told them they a gang. Man, ain't know what the fuck going on. He didn't tell on he didn't tell on Thug about nothing, drugs, guns, murders, nothing. He didn't tell on nobody. He took his weight for whatever the fuck that he was doing and went home. I pled guilty to my shit. I got caught in a drug raid. I'm the only one with crack in the house, in my pocket. They tried to take my drugs and split it up amongst everybody else. So what did I do? No, I pleaded guilty and told them exact amount of drugs I had in my pocket and took my weight for everything. But we also in a conspiracy. But me taking my charge and taking the only crack that's in the house didn't make nobody else get in trouble. I took a plea deal. That don't make me a snitch. So who I snitched on? Myself? I got caught red-handed with the shit. It was crack in my pocket. The police pulled it out. This shit on camera. They got cameras on them and shit when the FBI came through the door. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, I don't get where they stand on, oh, Gunna a rat. I see niggas like Boosie was standing on the shit. Like, he even commented to me, like, and comments and shit, it's like, nah, 600, he a rat. But how? Who did he tell on?
Listen, me and his lawyer, like, were on the phone, like, all the time. And he was explaining to me, like, okay, he's not going to take the stand because there's self-incrimination. And if they try to put him on the stand, there is a fear of a federal superseding indictment. So therefore, he can't say anything because that would, incriminate himself over a superseding case. So therefore, it's set up where he's not going to take the stand. And he was right. He never took the stand. This is the guy who's representing Trump now. So, I mean, these are all the big dog lawyers.
Yeah, these are players. These are players.
Yeah,
these
exactly.
Players. Yeah.
Steven Sadow. Him, Brian Steele, Drew Findling. These are some of the big dogs down there that are, get all the biggest cases and charged, insane amounts of money. Look, but I mean, regardless, seems like Gunna's career is great.
For sure.
Now that he's bigger than ever.
#1 album.
Without Thug. Seems like he's doing better without Thug than he was with Thug. How about that? Am I right? So a Thug cosign doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah. He don't need it. He's already Gunna. He created. You got to think Drake features all type of shit. Like he's who he is. They just tried to tear him down to make him but that a lot of people in the streets don't understand snitching. Then it's real street niggas like me that's gonna be like, man, that nigga ain't tell on no fucking body. So I'm not finna not listen to the nigga music or jump on a bandwagon and be like, oh, Gunna a snitch. People dick ride on the internet. People calling him a snitch and don't even know what happened, what went on, or what, like, anything. They don't even understand. So it's like, yeah, it's a fucked up situation. But he doing great, man. Shout out to Gunna because he doing great. That shit, I would have crashed out. I would have had, niggas would have had to see me over that. Like.
Yeah, but it seems like people kind of took sides. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I don't see Drake doing a song with Gunna because he seems like he's close to Young Thug. Now, I'm not sure.
I mean, see, because it is with the industry weird. I didn't even know Drake and Future was beefing. Like, I knew it was with Metro and them and shit like that. I was oblivious to that shit. I didn't even really know what was going to say. It's like, to see that, it's like, I don't know, man. All that picking and choose and shit, man. At the end of the day, these niggas don't really know each other, and it's all industry shit. They not real friends. They don't come from the same city, states, places, and shit like that. So none of that shit really matters, man.
That's a good point. You're right. These aren't real friends.
Yeah. Yeah, and at the end of the day, Gunna still did his numbers and doing his numbers by himself without any of those people. So,
I mean, since our last interview, the whole Drake and Kendrick thing happened.
Yeah.
And obviously you and Drake are close. I assume you and Kendrick don't really know each other.
Well, yeah, I don't know him, but I'm OVO to the death.
Right.
Like,
so when you saw that go down and the way it ultimately, I think, ended with Kendrick performing at the Super Bowl, what'd you think?
I gotta say I still stand with Drake on the he cheated part because that's crazy. Beat me fair and square, nigga. Don't use no bots. Don't use no fake shit. Don't use, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, and I feel like they not gonna give them access and give them okay to that case. Like, they just, like a week ago, they just gave them access to go deeper in and look, like some shit like that. So I feel like Drake gonna come out on top of that part because once they see like, oh yeah, half of that shit was fake. Like, yeah, it's like, so the world we live in now, if I was to drop a song today with some professional ass looking bots on it and I do 1 million views or I'm dissing a nigga or whatever, that's gonna make other people dick rags and be like, oh shit, 600 Breezy did 1 million views in a day. Let me see why everybody else liked the shit.
Right, but I mean, you can't deny that Not Like Us is a big song. This was not a song that nobody liked and the bots just, like for example, Tekashi 6ix9ine used to do this, right? Tekashi would drop a new music video and he would get 20 million views on YouTube and it wouldn't even be on the Spotify charts at all. So I'm like, right? Okay, yeah. I get it. You are paying, it's not even bots, it's like advertising. You could pay for ads, right? And the ads will push traffic towards your videos. So, but when you pay on one platform and not another platform, it's not going to react the same on both platforms. So I'm like, oh, okay, he's paying for ads to get these music videos big. But the fact that it's not on Spotify at all means that it's not organically a song that people like. They're just being pushed to the song because he's paying for it. Not Like Us was a song that I think everybody liked.
See,
I mean, not everybody, but I'm saying the whole world, I think, embraced that song more so than any of the songs that Drake dropped during the beef.
Because it was dancey, it was catchy, it was, and then we in a time where people are like falling back to the, LA and West Coast had they like 90s days and shit like that. So it's like they starting to take heed back to the LA bounce sound, so in a heated war of music and shit like that, like they was basically having like a conflict of art, songs. Drake didn't have a dancey, bouncy song like out of that catalog, like that, not even that drop. Like it's not. His songs wasn't that what that one song was. That one song was a party song. That one song was a kid song. That one song was a catch everybody ear song type shit. Like me personally, I didn't like it. I know a lot of people in the Midwest don't like it. Every time we got tired of hearing it, like they overplayed it so much, it was like turn that shit off. I was like, but I understand it and I get it because that shit, it sounded like some old school West Coast shit.
Yeah.
Like that was heavy and big, like records like Ice Cube and them used to make and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like he really did it for the West Coast with that. I can give him that. Like, I'm not a hater at all, so I can give him that. He did it for the West Coast with that song. Like
Look, I mean, me personally, and I've said this before, like, I'm a fan of both these guys. I don't really know Drake. We've talked a couple times in passing. Me and Kendrick, once again, talked a couple times in passing. I don't have a dog in this fight either way. Me personally, the song I listened to the most was Family Matters. You know, they were crushing the van, you know, like that video. Yeah. I just thought the way the beats switched up and the way he was spitting on the beats, like musically, I like that song the best, but I can understand the impact of Not Like Us. And look, I think both people lied along the way, made up stuff about the other person. You know, Drake was saying that Kendrick's baby wasn't his, and then Kendrick said that Drake's a pedophile. And, you know, there's no proof of either one of these things being true. So you can't say that one lied more than the other. I think they both kind of embellished the truth. But then Drake filed a lawsuit, and they're saying, there's a rumor that was going around, they're saying that Universal is trying to settle with him for $250 million.
Because I just said because he won that. Y'all cheated me, nigga. You didn't beat me. It's like Kendrick coming into a fight with brass knuckles and Drake just bare fist. No matter if Drake hit harder or he's a bigger head, whatever. If Kendrick catch him the right way with them brass knuckles, his ass is out, and that's what happened. You cheated to win this fight. Nobody knew you cheated to win this fight.
I don't know if you cheated, man. I know Drake is your man, and you're gonna ride for him. I respect it.
But no, if you just said it, Vlad. If they are trying to settle out for $250 million,
yeah,
Drake won.
Listen, you could get on the Super Bowl and call me a pedophile for $250 million. Okay, whoever wants to do that, I'm cool with it. Pay me $250 and do the Super Bowl and do a whole song about me being a pedophile. I'm cool with that. But ultimately, I mean, it's such a huge amount of money that, I mean, you could say that he won.
$250 million. They was like, all right, we don't want $250 million.
Just $250 million. I mean, that's more than I think both songs or all the songs in the beef generated put together.
For sure. More than the Super Bowl, all that shit.
Yeah.
$250 million.
$250 million.
Yeah.
$250 million.
$250 million.
I mean, listen, Drake will be the winner if he gets that. All right, I'll just say it.
Yeah, because that means that it was right. It was that he cheated. He proved.
Well. Okay. That as someone who's been through a lot of lawsuits, I think I'm going through one right now. Last I checked, you got to understand that sometimes these settlements don't necessarily mean that someone's guilty. Sometimes there's insurance that'll come in and just pay, so you don't have to deal with it. And sometimes, like for example, I think what's happening in the Universal system is that they're worried that as this lawsuit progresses and Drake gets more and more discovery, which means that he'll get access to private files, to emails, to back-end systems.
Gave more access, yeah.
I think it's going to expose a bunch of stuff that Universal doesn't want the world to see. So they're just trying to pay him to go away. Okay, we don't want to expose this, so here, take this money so we can keep doing business as usual, and we'll make it up later on. That's what I think is happening, but then again, who knows? I'm not part of this lawsuit. I don't know any of the lawyers. I don't know Drake.
If Drake win, he won, man. If they give him that money, he won this fair score. In my eyes, he won.
$250 million is just
that's crazy.
An incomprehensible amount of money.
That's
right
crazy.
Now.
They would have started like, yeah, we give you 10, 20 million or some shit like that. No, 250. They ready to settle for $250 million. Drake can't be wrong here.
Yeah,
he can't be wrong here. He's going about it the right way. They could say, oh, they even like niggas in the streets, yeah, that's some police shit and what. No, what the fuck he supposed to do? Get on some gangster shit and start shooting at these niggas and shit and throw his life away? No.
I mean,
it's like he's basically like, hey, y'all feel like I lost and I don't feel like I lost. So let me go about it my way and prove to y'all that I didn't lose, because even what people still gonna say he lost even after the money. But niggas like me, no, you won. Like,
look, I don't see how anyone could be surprised at a Jewish guy suing. All right? At the end of the day. Okay, this is what we do.
That's racist,
all right? This is what we do. All right? This is what we do. Don't be all shocked, okay? Drake is Jewish, all right? I don't care, how many cornrows he has or whatever. He's got a Jewish mom, all right? This is a Jewish kid.
Nigga Jewish.
He's Jewish.
A Jewish nigga. It's a hell of a combination.
Well, we're in LA right now, and the Big U Rolling 60s RICO indictment is happening. You heard about this?
Yeah.
Do you know Big U at all?
I know his son. I know Lil U.
Okay, I know Big U. Me and him have been cool for years and years. I did one of his first sit-down interviews. We kept in contact. We've always had friendly conversations. There's never been any extortion or whatever else. 'Cause I remember people were like, yo, why are you speaking positively about Big U? Are you being pressed? They threatening you to say that? Nah, me and him were cool before he got arrested. I'm going to act cool about him after he got arrested. I have no reason to say anything negative about him. But what do you think about this whole situation?
That shit's scary, man, because how old is Big U? He in his 50s or something like that?
Yeah, he's 55 maybe?
You've been hearing the name Big U for
58. 58.
So pushing
almost
60.
Yeah.
You've been hearing his name on some gangster shit since before I was born.
Yeah.
And for really, it's kind of like the internet got them that RICO. It's like everything that I was seeing, they got shit from interviews on No Jumper and shit like that. It's like, that shit's scary, man, because that nigga probably look at it like, shit, I'm a gangster, I made it through life, you know what I'm saying? I'm cool, and now you possibly facing life for 20, 30 years at the age of 60.
Which is life.
When you exactly.
Yeah, that's life.
Exactly. You only got 20, 30 left tops, max, after 60. So it's like, man, it's fucked up, man. Because it's a lot of RICOs and conspiracies. It's a lot. It's like they heavy on it right now. They heavy on it. So that ain't gonna lie, that shit be kind of scary to me, man, because I look at niggas like Big U like, shit, them niggas made it. They gangsters that made it. And now it's like, shit, nigga, don't ever think you made it out. Because they come at any time and come get you for wherever they come get you for. I don't know the details of what they got them for. I know it's a few murders, shit like that, shit like the shit I seen, or extortion and shit like that, but I don't really know too much on it.
Well, I mean, I have all the info on it. So there's 1 count of RICO, 2 counts of conspiracy to interfere with commerce by robbery and extortion, which is the Hobbs Act. 1 count of Hobbs Act robbery, 9 counts of attempted Hobbs Act extortion, 5 counts of Hobbs Act extortion. So there's a bunch of extortion. From what I heard, it was a bunch of street vendors and stuff like that they're saying they were extorting. A bunch of dudes that are probably illegal to begin with.
Exactly. It's probably got pounds of weed and shit like that And he
there's an interstate prostitution charge. There's 15 counts of wire fraud, 5 counts of embezzlement and misappropriation of funds, public funds, bank fraud, tax evasion, tax returns. And this is sort of the weird part about it, is that in the press release by the feds, they mention this murder that happens. There's a young rapper named RW who they say the Big U killed. But this is not actually in the indictment, but it's mentioned in the press release. So people are saying that there might be a state case. But even that story is sort of weird, because it's they're saying, oh, this guy, this rapper named RW made a diss song about Big U. That's why he killed him. And I'm like, okay, so a rapper no one's ever heard of made a diss song no one will ever hear. And he's a 58 or 56-year-old man is going to kill someone over that, and who's high profile, who everyone knows. I don't, in fact, I was talking to Whack 100. He said he heard that song and he didn't hear any disses in the song. So I don't know about that part.
So it seemed like they just trying to throw some shit in there.
Yeah.
Try to make it stick.
There was a rumor that Big U's DNA was under the guy's fingernails, but we looked through that. That's not true either. They're saying that it's inconclusive, that it could be Big U's DNA, but it's inconclusive, but it's definitely not the driver's DNA. But that's, once again, that's a reasonable doubt situation. Like, it's not conclusively Big U's DNA. So, yeah, man. I mean, he's sitting in jail right now. I mean, along with Loose Cannon and Brick Baby, who was a regular on my show. Yeah. And I ran into Brick Baby a couple of days before he got arrested. We just randomly ran into each other at the Beverly Center.
Crazy, bro.
You know, and it's really crazy to me how, like, he's been on my show a bunch of times. We have a good relationship, right? And I'm just walking by. It's like, oh, shit, what's up? Like, yo, you know, gave each other a hug. He had some people with him. I had some people with me. And it's like, you look back on it going like, wow, like, he went to bed that night not knowing what's about to happen 2 days. You know what I'm saying? Like, that comfortable house, his kids, his girl.
Not even knowing.
His Mercedes, like, doing No Jumper, Vlad TV. Like, suddenly that's stopping.
I think it's in the cubicle, in the little room.
And all those dudes are together. Him, Big U, Loose Cannon.
I heard Durk over there with them too, ain't they? They said they in the same jail.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I had to seen that shit a few days ago on the internet. Like, they saying they got them all in the same
case,
jail.
I guess it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Huh.
Terrifying, man. That shit's scary.
Yeah. What's your take on the Lil Durk case?
Man, Vlad, that shit suck, bro. It sucked because, like, and me and Durk, not even people that see eye to eye all the time. We always have little personal issues, shit that's going on because of the music shit caused a lot of bullshit in our neighborhoods amongst our homies and shit like that. But to see Durk, he been rapping since 2010, bro, 2025. It took him 15 years to get to where he at and become the superstar and one of the most elite and top artists out of Chicago, to now you possibly finna lose your life because they saying you orchestrated or paid for a hit, which I think is bullshit. This is me. I think it's 100% bullshit. I don't think that nigga had nothing to do with nothing. I feel like they just like, shit, get him because he the top dog. And it's like, then they just tried to throw some, it's like another murder for hire in Chicago on him. So it's like, if he was to beat this one, he got to go fight that one.
Right. Well, I guess they're saying that the guy who killed D-Thing, his brother, they're saying that he has something to do with that guy's murder.
Man, and all that shit, this is me personally from the street, that's cap. They got all that. That's wrong. Everything that they got in that, whatever shooting happened and whatever, that shit had nothing to do with nothing. Because we know personally what's going on. So it's like, Durk really sitting for nothing right now. Durk really sitting for some shit that they just trying to put together and build because they just like, it's like they trying to set an example. I don't really know what it is, but it's like, I get it because somebody got killed by the fucking Beverly Center. I used to live on that block right there.
Yeah.
So I know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, you can't do shootouts in Beverly Hills and expect to walk away from it.
You see why that's why they got O-Block.
Yeah.
From the Duck shit because of where it happened.
Gold Coast.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like...
Which is basically the Beverly Hills of Chicago.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like, if that shit happened in areas where they don't care about, they don't care about it. But once it starts overflowing into the money-making areas where these designer stores at and these people want to walk around and shop and be safe, now they like, oh, we have to set an example. Like, because now it's getting too far. They taking that hoodlum gangbanging shit that they doing and they taking it out their neighborhood and they bringing it to where the money at. So it's like, hey, I get they be trying to set examples, but I really feel like Durk ain't had shit to do with shit, honestly.
I mean, he has Drew Finley representing him. Yeah. Once again, someone who represented you, who I know. So he's got the best lawyer you can get.
Yeah.
And I mean, this guy's serious. So if anyone could beat the case, and look, I think it's going to be hard to completely. Well, this is what I said, because I need to stay consistent in what I've been saying. What I've always said was, he'll be okay unless all those other guys turn against him and say that he did it. That's going to be where the problems seriously start. If all those co-conspirators that are being charged, if they all say, Lil Durk put us up to this, whether it's true or not, he's going to have a big problem on his hands. Because they're the actual shooters. Like, the shooters is not gray area. They know who they are. Like, I went through the paperwork. It's like, they flew in, they stayed at this hotel. One of them went to this Big Five Sporting Goods. He bought, He was in a car that was tracked by GPS because it was a rental. He bought these ski masks. He got these guns. They met up at this In-N-Out Burger afterwards. They all flew back. Like the shooters, they're not getting off. So the question is, are they going to cooperate to avoid life sentences?
I mean, somebody died. Everybody's already, they gone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Durk probably the only one that can walk away. If, you know what I'm saying, they really like, no, he had nothing to do with that, y'all going off of iCloud and this and that and this and that and rah. He could have, if they do have a text message of him saying, oh, don't put no flights on it, it could have been for a show. It could have been for anything. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, they don't really have shit on Durk. Like, but he was the man with money.
Right.
That's how I look at it. He was the man with money, so we just gonna put it on him. But it's like, they gonna, but it's the it's the feds. Like, the feds was like 98% conviction rate.
Well, okay, keep in mind this is not an accurate number, the way people present it, because that 98% includes all the plea deals. When it goes to court, it's not 98%. Yeah. It's like maybe 70-30, like whatever. Like,
yeah, I'm like, what percentage of people have actually beat the feds?
I mean, I know people that beat the feds.
Yeah, me too. That's
Murder Inc. And I've interviewed Irv Gotti and Chris Gotti. They beat the feds.
You damn right.
Over a money laundering charge, the whole Supreme thing. Yeah. They beat it. They walked out. They're offered a slap on the wrist plea deal and they turned it down. Yeah. They actually took it to court and won it in court. It happens. Freeway Ricky ultimately beat the feds. He got it reversed and got a bunch of time. He got rid of his life sentence. It could happen, but the problem is that, like, for example, Young Thug didn't beat his case. He pled guilty. Technically, the DA
not federal though.
No, but what I'm saying is, like, people look at plea deals like people won. No, they actually technically lost.
Oh no, you take a plea, you lost.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
so technically, when people say, "Oh, the DA lost the case," no, she got a conviction.
Yeah.
She got convictions for everybody, pretty much, except for Yak Gotti.
Exactly.
Right. So, if Lil Durk takes a time-served plea deal because the case falls apart, that'll go into that 98%. See what I'm saying? Even though everyone will consider that a win, that will become part of the 98%. He'll have to go to trial and beat it to get those percentages off.
But it's like that's a murder for hire with a murder, like, because I did my homework on it. It's like, if they catch you and it was like you attempted to do murder for hire and nobody got hurt, it's 10 years. If somebody got hurt, it's 20, 25 years. If somebody got murdered, it's life. So somebody died. It's like, that's his stipulations. His stipulations already started life. So that shit fucked up, bro. That shit fucked up, man. It's like, I don't want to see that for nobody. It's like, but that shit suck. I hope them lawyers do what they gotta do and whatever, and them niggas take they hit on the chin or whatever. Like, I don't even really know the stipulations with that. I ain't gonna say them niggas guilty nothing because I don't really know what happened. Like, that them niggas on them cameras masked up and shit. But if the Fed's saying, oh, this, that, and it's like, and you guilty to prove it innocent. But once again,
here's where I think the problem is and where the lesson has to lie. Let's just say Durk had nothing to do with it, completely oblivious to everything that was happening. The problem is that the day before the murder, he flew in with a private jet with OTF Vani. And OTF Vani is linked to this murder. You see what I'm saying?
So it's kind of like guilty by association type shit.
And then OTF Vani went and rented rooms for all the killers using Durk's credit card. You see? And some of the dudes who are, like OTF Didi, OTF Boogie, all have OTF in their names once again. So I think the lesson here is you really have to pay attention to who you surround yourself with. Like, especially when you're at the level of a Durk, like, you're doing legitimate high-level business. You're doing shows that you're getting hundreds of thousands of dollars for. You're doing multi-million-dollar deals. You don't need guys around you that are out killing people when you're not looking. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? You don't need to be around gangsters. Like, at this point in my life, I don't know anybody who's an active criminal. I have a lot of friends who used to be criminals.
But you're saying, like, you active, like, still to this day?
No.
Yeah.
I don't have anyone, no one around me is getting busted, like, when they're out of my presence. You see what I'm saying? Now, I've interviewed people that went and got arrested afterwards, but those aren't my friends.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah, I interviewed Casanova 2 times, and 4 years later, he got arrested. I wasn't talking to him this whole time. That was not my friend. I mean, we're friendly with each other, but we never kept in contact. We had a couple of phone calls here and there when he wanted something posted or whatever, but we never even did a second interview. Yeah. But my friends, yeah, I've got friends who've killed people. I've got friends who did fraud. I got friends who sold kilos. Like, that's cool. They've changed their life around and have legitimate businesses right now. But I feel like with someone like a Durk, having people around him that are still out doing shit, I almost think that's the same thing that happened to Quando Rondo, because he's in the feds right now too.
But he got like a drug charge or some shit like that.
Because of people around him. He got like 5 years.
But look at it like this too. They picking and choosing, and they just trying to take the head down so the body can fall, because if they supposedly got all this shit on Vonnie, why the shit not going on Vonnie? If Vonnie supposedly, it's allegedly now. It's alleged because I don't really know. If Vonnie allegedly bought the flights, bought the mask, handed the guns out, did all of this, did everything just because Durk was on a plane with him, how does that make Durk? How does that have anything to do with Durk?
You're right. And Durk is going to say, just because I took a flight with him, I don't know that he's out killing people on the side. You know what I'm saying? I never had that conversation with him. There's no money being transferred. Mm-hmm. If there's a murder for hire, where's the money part? Because hire means payment. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, he's got a chance of reasonable doubt.
But this the fucked up part about that, too. One of them niggas can completely flat out lie. And just because they never had that real pressure in their face and be like, motherfucker, you gonna do life. But if you tell us this and Lil Durk and da-da-da-da, we'll send you. I've been in this situation before. When my drug case, they was like, we'll send you to Chicago tomorrow. Tell us you came to work for this person, which was my cousin, and then let us how to work the drugs you had and split it up. Me as a man, I couldn't do either. Like, I wasn't gonna snitch, and I couldn't let them split the drugs up that I had, so it was just like, nah, I'm gonna just take that hit on the chin. But now you dealing with these niggas that looking at it like, shit, man, fuck that nigga. That nigga probably lived his life, man. He this, that. He probably done fuck niggas, bitches, all time. Anything that one of them niggas could really sit on the stand and go into protective custody after that and be like, no, yeah, hell no. Durk did this, he did this, he woo-woo, and could be flat out lying, and that Durk gone forever.
I mean, do you feel like, for example, I interviewed Bloodhound Q50 recently, right? And, we talked about how Lil Jeff got killed and so forth. And, he said he's never killed anybody. He doesn't know anyone who's killed anyone. All these lyrics are about Call of Duty. So I'm like, all right, that's cool.
That's what he's supposed to say.
That's what he's supposed to say. I said, congratulations for saying that. Good work. Seriously.
I don't think he killed nobody neither, but...
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I feel like, especially in Chicago, everyone gravitates to what academics mentioned in our last interview. It's like indictment music, where these dudes are actually kind of talking about their crimes and murders, sort of here and there. They're throwing out little names. They'll be like, if the police report mentions something about a Nissan getting shot up, they'll be like, Nissan, like, the ad libs, like little things like that to like get everyone like all heated and like get Reddit all in a tizzy, like, oh, look, he said Nissan, that ad lib right before the song cuts out. That must mean that he did the murder. Yeah. And it's like, it's not like the guys who are rapping are doing this on accident. They're actually, you know what I'm saying? And then once, people are saying they don't like Durk's new album because there's none of that in there. Yeah. And before then, there was a lot of shit like that throughout. Do you feel that a lot of Chicago guys get caught up in this trap of self-snitching in their music?
See, it's like people rapping about the shit that they see every day in the life that's presented to us in our eyes. So that's what's going on in Chicago. Criminal activity. It's like we in the slums. Like it's a very great part in this rip, but you got to think that's one of the most expensive cities to live in. One of the top 3 biggest cities. One of the most dangerous cities. So it's like these niggas just rapping about their life. I'm product of it. I rap about my life. I rap about all the shit that I seen that we did and shit like that. It's like, but some niggas take it too far. Some niggas take it too far. Like speaking on Bloodhound them, the shit that Lil Jeff and them was rapping about, he dead and gone now. He was rapping about it and they got them off of that shit and pinpointed it to the 2 little niggas that was killed at the school. So he dead and gone, and now the niggas that was supposedly with him, this all allegedly because I don't really know.
Yeah.
They in jail for the murder of them 2 little niggas at the school.
Right.
So it's like, I use that as an example because that shit like that, if you get, like, I don't know what they did, whatever, so it's just allegedly. If y'all really did nail a motherfucker and killed a motherfucker and you was gonna rap and give all the details like that, niggas crazy. But these is young kids though. These niggas is 18, 17, 19, 16. Yeah. Same way, like, I don't think I started rapping until I was like 23 or some shit like that. 24, so I had a little bit more time, but it's like, they kids still. They still really don't know no better and they think it's cool. Like, they judging off what they seen for fucking generations now, and they think it's cool. So it's like, yeah, a lot of niggas that's from Chicago get caught up in that shit because they don't know what they doing is wrong, or they don't feel like they can go to jail or feel like it's a crime for what they saying. But if you was with your homie Lil Earl and he stood over a nigga and shot him and he was hanging out the Nissan, and y'all know the police looking for this Nissan, why would you get on the song like, yeah, shout out to my homie Earl, he banging out the Nissan?
Right.
Police already, oh yeah, shit. The streets was already saying that. His man just said it then. His homie, Lil Earl, flashed the same gun that he used in the shooting in the video, shit like that. Like, so some people do fuck up and just do too much with it, but that's just our culture. Chicago, the drill wave is gang culture, it's murder, it's mayhem. It's like, it's nothing. What has came out of Chicago that was like, everybody started from that, even if they went to something else. Like you said they don't really, they saying they don't fuck with Durk album because he not doing that. Like, yeah, because how many people in life, like, listening to him, to hear him talk about his family and his kids and how much he love his girl and shit like that. All these little niggas know him for, man, what? And they all like gang shit. Like, that's what they glorify. They glorify bullshit. Like, people glorify bullshit in every aspect of life. It's never just positive. It's the negative makes money.
Yeah, I mean, we saw with Bobby Shmurda in GS9 some years back where he said Mitch caught a body about a week ago,
and dance with it.
And Mitch was charged with a murder. Ultimately, in that whole sweep. Now, I don't know if it happened a week before the song was recorded, but I'm sure there was some connect the dots happening.
Bobby Shmurda really felt like, hey, I just said that shit and they weren't going to really be able to pinpoint it. But they did, because it's the feds. This is their job. Their job is to sit on your life and see what the hell you doing so they can lock you up for it and get their check. That's how they get paid. So it's like, yeah, like Bobby Shmurda, like, if Mitch got a lot of time out of all of them, because I know a lot of them niggas, they got like the lesser time out of everybody. What them niggas took like 7, 8, 9, shit like that. If his man's Mitch gone, he feel bad about that shit, because he like, damn, it sounded cool in the song. He didn't expect Hot Nigga to be that big.
Mitch, D-Boy Low, a.k.a. Mitch from GS9, got 117 to 130 years. That's I mean, yeah. But he made it to a song.
Fuck that song. That song got, he ain't never.
Yeah, I know.
It's over.
He'll never dance that song outside the prison cell.
No.
Yeah. He got 117 years. Yeah, man, it's crazy. In terms of the, did we do the interview? I'm trying to look it up. So the people who got found guilty were C Murder, Kenny Mac, Los, C-Thing, Muwop, and Teezy.
I know Los and Lil Charles personally. I know Muwop too. The other ones I know of them, but Yeah, that shit, man. Like, when money, like, the police really don't give a fuck when they come to our neighborhoods and shit like that, and like they really want us to kill each other off. But when money gets involved, like that really, they wanted Vaughn. They didn't expect Vaughn to die because Vaughn was supposed to be head of that case basically. So it's like it would have been like what Durk and them going through. Vaughn would have been.
They're basically saying that Vaughn was paying people to do all this stuff.
For sure.
Vaughn is dead now, so we could say whatever we want to say.
So it's like they still with him being dead. I'm not gonna say what I want to say, but it's like the feds only come and play when money is involved. Like, you got to think, all the shooting, killing, all the rappers that's been dead in Chicago, like, we got it worse than anybody else. Why didn't they been step in? Why did it take for Duck to die in the Beverly Hills of Chicago for them to step up and do what they did? Because they looked at Vaughn like, oh, he a killer, and now he a rich killer. So if they got, quote unquote, got them allegedly, because I still don't know I don't know how true that shit is. I see it and whatever. If they got them leaving out of O Block and followed every camera all the way down there, captured them doing it and got them coming back and also followed them and chased them back into there, that means they got thousands of other murders like that.
But they just chose to follow this one.
They chose to because it was King Von and he got money. So it's like same shit with Durk out here. How many of these Crips, Bloods, whatever that they got, and if so, they supposed to follow OTF and them from spot to spot to spot to spot and got it on footage and got GPS and all that. If y'all got these for these murders, what's stopping them from putting this effort to stop any other murders and catch anybody else? It's money involved. That's all.
Like, look, I interviewed Lil Tim. And, I mean, look, I've said it flat out. Were you and King Von cool?
Yeah.
I understand the relationship and I respect it, but if the roles were reversed, King Von security would have probably done the same thing.
But remember when I said this and they crucified me for it, I was basically, he was like, like, I can't knock Tim because he did what the fuck he was. He did what I would have wanted my homies to do for
me too.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it was a fucked up situation. Niggas be, oh no, he could have fought them niggas, bitches, woo woo. But let's be realistic here. That's what you would expect as gangsters, and it's a big crowd of shit going up. That's what you would have expected your people to do too.
Well, yeah, and Vaughn played up this killer persona. He would do interviews eating cereal, the whole serial killer thing, and
I know that bitch was retarded. He. That's why they can't never take that from Vaughn. Vaughn has always been Vaughn. Vaughn. He beat that shit every time they came. He set his time in jail. He beat it. He beat so many murders and shit like that. It's like, I hated that he went out like that because it's like, god damn. Like, soon as you start getting to where, like, you made it past this point of life, you made it through the struggle, and Vaughn had it harder than a lot of motherfuckers. So it's like, now you rich and now you lose your life to one small bad decision. Like,
I mean, this whole slide for Vaughn thing that happened, do you feel that got to people after a while hearing that, when in reality it's like you got to take a step back and say, man, it's sad that this guy lost his life. He had kids, he had a career, people that loved him, whatever, but you can't just start putting your hands on people and expect a fist fight every time.
It says, like, where we come from, you expect what happened to happen.
Right.
So it's like, but Vaughn wasn't in his right state of mind. They been out at the clubs all night. I don't know if he been drinking. I don't know if he was doing drugs. I don't know if he was high. I feel you. And whatever happened between them, whatever, I'm finna beat this nigga ass. He didn't expect to get shot that night. Nobody expected him to get shot that night. He was just thinking like, oh, I'm finna whoop this nigga, and then we gonna go in the club and party. But he's supposed to have the Chicago mentality. We don't think like that at home.
No.
We don't think like that at home. We don't think, oh, we finna punch you. We know once we still on these niggas, we gonna have niggas already outside waiting and shit like that because it's finna go up. Shots is finna go off. regardless.
Yeah, I mean, look, I interviewed Old Block Louie. Rest in peace. He got shot in the head. And from what I understand, he just said, I don't remember anything, which I understand why. But from what I understand, he actually pulled out a gun, and I guess it jammed, and then he got shot by the police or something.
There was some sort of footage of him running with the gun, some shit like that.
No, but I'm saying, like, Von's people had guns with him too. Like it was going to escalate.
No, it was a full-fledged shootout.
It was a full-fledged shootout with police involved as well. So I don't know, man. I just feel like if Von attacked me and I had a gun on him, I would shoot him also. I'm like, yo, this guy's...
And then if you had license to carry, you had the right to do that.
Right. And well, I mean, it happened in Georgia, and me and Tim talked about this. Because it happened in Georgia, there's a stand your ground law, and that's how he got off.
But he didn't... I don't get that because he wasn't standing... He didn't get hit. He didn't get attacked. His friend got hit.
Well, he was protecting his friend. I guess maybe it includes that.
That's not a part of the law. I never heard... Like,
he got off, though. He got off with stand your ground.
He got off because it was King Von.
Oh, you think they just wanted him gone and didn't want to penalize the person?
I don't think if that was anywhere else, Tim would have got some type of time. Because it's a fist fight. No guns are shown, none of that. You jumped right out the car and just start shooting. You get shot in return. And then it's like everybody just shooting, police and everybody shooting back and forth. So Tim was the problem in that was a bitch move that you really, but it's like it's a bitch move, but I can't really just say it all the way like, oh, he a hoe for that because that's what would have happened in Chicago.
I don't think it was a bitch move. I think he was protecting his friend, man. I think that we would all be lucky to have a little Tim in our crew. You know what I'm saying? That's willing to do that.
Quando wasn't about to die that night, though. He was finna get his ass whooped.
You don't know.
He's finna get his ass whooped. No. If they wasn't,
man.
Von wouldn't have got out that car and swung on him if their intentions was to kill.
I get it. And I'm just saying, someone who's got a reputation of killing people, I am not going to assume it's going to stay at a fist fight. Because let's just say Quando started beating his ass. What would have Von's people done at that point? Would Louis have possibly shot Quando? Like we don't know. We don't know.
See, my thing is, Slutty, the guy rest his soul.
Yeah, he
Slutty
died as well.
Too. Slutty the one that shot Tim after he shot Von, you know what I'm saying? And then the police killed Slutty.
Right.
So it's like, these guns was already here on these people. Nobody, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it did look like they was outnumbered, shit like that. But it's just like, everybody gonna be biased and everybody gonna have their own, like, ways they feel about it. It should have never happened. Von should have never got out that car and swung on him. He should have let somebody else do it because you the ticket. That's like Durk getting out. That's like Drake running up on the nigga swinging on him, out his crew.
Or just,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
or just, how about we just keep it on social media? We'll just talk shit and we'll make songs about it.
No, but niggas real niggas. Von a real nigga. That wasn't what that was.
But
see, he wasn't used to the industry. He wasn't used to the industry. He was too real. Von was too real for the industry. So it's like the fact that he was too real for the industry, him being too real, is the reason he gone right now. Because he could have let that shit go. He could have let it go or let somebody else, y'all whoop his ass real quick while I sit in the truck and watch y'all beat the fuck out of him. And it's like, now they ran up on Quando, they whoop him, his man shoot, they'd have killed him, whatever, but Von would have been in the clear. Von would have been good. Like, so it's just like, decisions, man. Life is about decisions and shit.
I think the best decision is to keep your hands to yourself in all occasions, unless you're willing to die over it.
We don't know what the fuck Quando said, because if a nigga, if we don't know if Quando disrespected him, shit like that, they were saying it was over the bitch, like he slid in her DM, some shit, some crazy shit like that, and you know them niggas was supposed to have been cool, they had videos together, shit like that, whatever. So like Von probably felt disrespected and was like, I'm just gonna beat this nigga ass, he ain't want to kill him, no shit like that, but some niggas should like learn how to. It's like, okay, yeah, you don't got the right to put your hands on nobody, but as men, nigga, it's okay to fist fight sometime. It's all right to fist fight.
It's not okay to fist fight when there's guns around.
It's always guns around.
You know what I'm saying? Like, me and you, we can get into a fist fight right now,
no,
and I'll probably lose, and that'll be the end of that. You know what I'm saying? But you're not going to get shot.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't think you have a gun on you right now. And in this environment, my cameraman doesn't have a gun. It'll just be a fight and whatever.
Yeah, but it's
we get our licks in and life goes on. But in an environment like that, outside of the club in Atlanta where carry permits are fucking
night,
everywhere.
Everybody intoxicated. It was
Everyone's drunk.
It was disaster.
Yeah, bro. I'm not scuffling. I'm not arguing with anyone. I mean, look, man. When I first got on and I had my like my street guys around me, and we try to push our weight around, and people that would talk shit, we would run up on them, and I realized how stupid that was early on. And I remember this one night, these guys almost got beat up by one of my people, and I'm like, okay, I would have gotten sued. He would have gone to jail. I would have had to pay his lawyer fees. I look like the asshole, like, you know what I'm saying? Because these are like two goofy white dudes, and you know what I'm saying? It was just like, okay, that's it. I learned my lesson. This was over 10 years ago. At any point, if I see people out that I have a problem with, I tell my security, hey, this guy here I have a problem with. Just keep him away from me if he tries to approach me. That's it. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to go talk to him. Unless it's a conversation. I'll go talk to people who maybe have talked some shit, and I think we could have a conversation about it. But I'm not approaching people and then punching them, like, or physically trying to intimidate them because I got someone with me who's big and has a gun on him. Like I just never do that because you don't know what's going to happen.
See, but it wasn't even the fact that because niggas had guns and shit like that. Von been in prison half his life. He was going to fight regardless. That's his man. He was locked where wasn't no guns and none of that. So his mentality was, we can do this real quick. We can bump, and that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, so this man, I just, I hate the situation because he's still supposed to be here, man. That nigga was going to be doing a lot of great things. He left his kids behind, all shit like that. And this nigga Tim just living his life. Nobody knows where the fuck this nigga at. None of that shit like that. Like, he gonna, like, ain't no, like, Quando locked up, he out. Like,
yeah.
It's like, it's just fucked up how, in the end, like, And I don't know Tim personally and shit like that. It's just, nobody's gonna ever let that shit go. He gotta stay where he at. Tim just can't.
Yeah. Look, the feds are trying to say that Lil Pop getting killed was over the situation with Lil Tim and Quando, and they essentially killed the wrong person. And ultimately that's going to be up to the courts to decide. Because that's what they're trying to say.
I can see how it look like that, because why the fuck that nigga Quando ain't get killed too? It's like...
Well, that's the thing. I think they were trying to kill him, and they ended up killing his cousin.
Killing his cousin type shit.
Lil Pop.
Still, this is a hereditary war that's gonna go on forever. People that love Von, even fans, I ain't even talking about his real loved ones, just fans. People gonna have a problem with them niggas forever. It's always gonna be we supposed to beef. The BDs and them niggas from Savannah always supposed to beef in everybody's eyes because of the situation. It's never gonna be it's okay. If it's never gonna be if something's gonna happen one day. Like,
you don't think this is enough?
No.
Somebody dying? No.
Tim's still alive. Von dead. He pulled the trigger.
Pop is dead.
That we don't know. Who the fuck is that? Like,
and that's too bad.
That's casualties of war.
Yeah, that's too bad that this is how people are thinking.
Streets. There's nothing they can do to change people's mind. This
is what they're going to try to say Durk is behind. They're saying Durk was not going to let it go. He was going to slide for Von.
When they have no proof of none of that.
I
understand that if Durk was in Vonnie's shoes, if Durk handed them guns out, if Durk went and bought them masks, if Durk bought them flights, if Durk whatever, just because a person that has access to my cards and shit like that or whatever did this, how the fuck y'all going to just say, oh, well, you let him do it or you told him to do it? That's not true.
I get it.
That's not true. Like,
And if everyone stays quiet, I think Durk has a great chance of beating it.
No,
if all those guys all point the finger at Durk, all of them, like, is OTF Jam really involved in this situation or not?
See, I'm glad you brought that up too, because
I'm a little confused, because at first there was like OTF Jam, and then you stopped hearing his name.
I know Jam personally.
Oh, really?
Like,
okay,
personally. So my mom's side, that St. Life Evans, St. Lawrence, all that shit, Evans Mob, his squad, all that shit like that, where Jam is from, he would be considered my op, but he not because of my other people type shit, because he's from 79th and Vernon. Jam, I don't think Jam, if Jam was gonna snitch, he'd have been snitched on a lot of shit a long time ago. Jam's done a lot of time in jail. Jam real nigga. Like, I tilt my hat to him. I ain't never seen Jam do no bitch ass shit. So when they started saying his name, I was the first nigga probably like, I don't believe that. I got to see proof. Out of everybody out that thing, y'all saying Jam the one that's just going, no, I don't see that. I don't see that. Cause shit, he a real street nigga. Like, and he had plenty chances to snitch on niggas for a lot of other shit if that was the case. He wasn't, no. I don't think Jam got nothing to do with that shit. I think it's the internet. They threw his name and that shit like that because why? His name ain't came out in no paperwork or no shit like that. No one, nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing ain't his.
Well, but there are hidden names throughout the indictment, which people say might be Jam. But you're right. In the beginning, there was like, we were supposed to do an interview with him. A couple of different people hit us up, but we weren't quite sure if it was the right person or not. So ultimately, I didn't see any interviews with him.
Yeah.
Is he locked up right now or no?
I don't know that neither.
Yeah, like, see, I'm a little confused about the whole situation.
I've been super confused because it's like, because when they first said it, I'm like, all right, what the fuck this nigga Jam? He's gonna say something. Then it's like a fake page, his real page and shit. It's like, me personally, I don't feel like Jam snitched. They would have to, I keep telling niggas, y'all gotta show me. I gotta see it. Niggas can't go off. Oh, you can't throw it in the streets. That's called throwing a jacket on somebody. Throwing that snitch jacket on them without any type of proof, that's not okay. So I'm never gonna be a nigga simple like, me personally, I don't feel like Jam got nothing to do with that shit. They gotta prove me wrong. And then if it was to be that, I'm like, damn, I ain't gonna have no faith in a lot of street niggas because I feel like he a real street nigga. So.
Well, the Diddy trial is in 4 weeks. 4 weeks from now. And look, I talked to someone a little while back who knows the case very well. And what he said was interesting. He said, this case is beatable. This one-man RICO that doesn't make any sense. A lot of this stuff was consensual. He basically said that this was a domestic violence case that has ballooned into something way bigger because of all the publicity behind the Cassie lawsuit and the million other lawsuits that came in. He said it's beatable. A lot of this stuff is flimsy at best. Mm-hmm. Did he fly people in for sex? Okay. Were they all willing participants? You know, sex trafficking means that, okay, you're 16, I'm going to lock you in this motel room, you're going to fuck all these dudes or else I'm going to beat you. Mm-hmm. If you fly someone in and give them $1,000 to have an orgy, they're cool with it.
Yeah, that's consensual.
I mean, I guess it's technically sex trafficking to a certain degree, but it's maybe a misdemeanor at the most.
Everything is sex trafficking if that's the case.
Yeah,
that means
you
if I fly
meet a girl, fly a girl out. Sex trafficking.
That's sex trafficking. I'll come to Miami with me and we gonna fuck. That's sex trafficking.
Sex trafficking. Like, it's all sex trafficking.
Like that's nah.
Was there drugs there? I'm sure. Were people being their head forced into a pile of cocaine and forced to take coke? No. Like, listen, we got some drugs. If you want to take them, cool. If don't, okay, that's cool. Don't take them. Whatever. We'll take them. Like, more for us. So what he said was the case is beatable, but it seems like Diddy's trying to speed it up so fast that it really should be pushed back like another year or two.
No, he trying to speedy trial it because he like, fuck that. I know I can beat this shit.
Or I think he's just itching to get out so badly, which is why I remember he filed all those bail hearings.
Yeah.
And, listen, like I was like, yo, I heard he's getting bail because I heard that knows someone in the Fed said they're getting bail. And I was like, well, the trial's in 4 weeks, so probably not. It's like, shit, you're right. He's not getting bail. I was wrong. But he's speeding it up so fast and he may not have the proper defense. And this is why he might lose.
Yeah, so it's chance he could because okay.
He just wants to get out. Diddy's not used to being in a jail cell.
Yeah, for sure, at all.
He has been living private jets, mansions.
Yeah, but this is what people don't know. Diddy's a fucking gangster, though, behind all that shit. When you really sit back and go all the way deep into the 90s, back to the Biggie shit and all that shit, man, Diddy one of them niggas in Brooklyn and shit like that. Like, so, I don't, man, I don't know. It's too many RICOs for me, honestly.
Everyone got a RICO.
It's too many.
Durk got a RICO. Diddy got a RICO. YFN Lucci had a RICO. Young Thug had a RICO.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't that what
Lil Baby might get a RICO.
Ain't that what Casanova? He had a RICO charge?
I think Casanova had a RICO.
He took like 13, 15 years, some shit like that. Like
all RICOs.
All rappers, though. All rappers and music people, like, Like even the shit with Bill Cosby. Like a lot of people don't know Bill Cosby free.
Oh yeah, he's been free.
He's been free. But people don't pay attention to that. I'm like, no, they stopped Bill Cosby and they can't retry him for it. They let him out and he can't be retried. So it's like,
well, yeah, because a superior court. So this is what happened. I followed this very closely. I even interviewed his lawyer, Tom Messero, at one point. Bill Cosby had a plea deal a while ago, where basically if he admitted to certain things where it would help this woman's civil trial, the DA said, we'll drop all criminal cases against you. You can't be prosecuted, but you have to do a deposition where you admit to certain things, which in turn allowed this woman to go file a civil case and win millions of dollars. Years later, there's a new DA, and their whole thing was like, we're going to lock up Bill Cosby. So they got the judge who hated the previous DA to overturn the decision and say, screw that plea deal. We're going to prosecute you anyways. He got prosecuted, lost, went to prison. But then when it went to the Pennsylvania Supreme Court,
the higher power, basically,
when they reviewed the case, all the judges were like, he shouldn't have been in trial to begin with. It's a plea deal. The original DA said, yes, there was a plea deal. There was no denying of the plea deal. They basically said a plea deal is a basic part of the court system. If we just throw out plea deals because we don't like the person after the fact, that breaks down the entire system. So plea deal holds, Bill Cosby's free to go.
They had to be fair, basically.
Yeah, and I agree with it. Was he drugging women and raping them? Yeah, possibly. Possibly. He had some weird fetishes, you know?
Well, what took them, it'll be taking these women 20, 30 years to say something, or it take one person to say something, then it'd be like 40 come behind them like, oh, he fucked me. Like,
well, that's the interesting thing, because I was talking to the lawyer about this. The interesting thing about the Diddy case is that when you look at the 100 lawsuits that were filed against Diddy, the only witness being used in the case is Cassie. All those other civil lawsuits, the feds know are just nonsense. All the Tony Busby lawsuits and the girl, like, I read through some of these, man. Some of these are just ridiculous. It was like, in 1995, I met Diddy at a party. We went back to his room and he said, have sex with me or I'll kill you and your family. So I had sex with him and now I'm suing for $5 million. It's literally like, it goes like that. This is how it reads. Like, there's no witnesses, just me and him, and that's what happened. Like, it's like, okay, there's no police report, there's no rape kit, there's no nothing. There might be a photo of them together. So basically anyone who has a photo with Diddy has an opportunity to sue him at this point.
That's scary, because if bitches got photos with me and you, they can one
all
day
just
long be like, oh, this day he told me to go to his house and he fucked me and he drugged me and he told me not to tell anybody because he's going to kill me. Like, that was 17 years ago. We came to a rape kit. Yeah, just take my word for it. He did it.
Listen, like, I remember Johnny Blaze was mad at me like last year. And she posted this picture of this dude with his legs over his head. And like the face is fuzzed out. It's like, oh, look at DJ Vlad in this compromising position. And I'm looking at it going like, that's not me. Number one, his ears are pierced. I've never had pierced ears. Like, I don't even have scars. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I mean, the hair sort of looks kind of similar. The skin tone looks kind of similar, but I'm like, it's not me. And I'm like, Johnny, come on. I know you're mad at me, but that's not me. Like, where'd you get that? Exactly. So someone said it to me. I'm like, okay, you didn't take it. You know what I'm saying? It's not me. But this is what happens. Like, next thing you know, everyone's like, okay, here's a photo. It must be true. And yeah, it's, we'll see though. I mean, I think like realistically out of all these cases, I feel like Diddy has the best chance to actually walk away.
Yeah. Cause it's like, it's hearsay. And in a lot of places, a lot of courts, hearsay doesn't hold any type of.
No.
So it's like, okay, as a judge, my thing would be, what made you wait so long to say something, and now you have a whole bunch of people it's just like, I don't want to be like an asshole about it or be mean about it, because these are women and that shit is traumatic, rape, all that shit like that. I've dealt with a lot of women that will through that shit and like, shit not okay. They be really fucked up for life off that shit. But it's like, why wait? What are you waiting for? Like, what are you waiting for? That nigga was rich back then. So I don't see the point of waiting and doing it and shit like that. Like, women, if somebody, I gotta look in the camera, women, because I got a daughter, if somebody was to sexually assault you, harm you, or any of that in some type of way, call your people, call the police, do something, get a rape kit, go about it the right way. Don't wait. Because in some cases, most of these women, what if they actually were raped and they waited so long and then they lose their case and now they just felt like, oh, now they want to kill themselves and shit because it's like, oh, they don't believe me and I lost and now I look crazy, I look like a liar. And what if they tell them the truth? So it's like, why wait? Just, if that shit actually happened to you, go through have your family kill them niggas or something, or go through it the legal way. Like, cause I know I'm gonna kill somebody about mine. Like, some shit like that, they're gonna get hurt in some type of way. Even if I'm not the one to do it, they're gonna get hurt. Like my daughter, my sister, nieces, anything. No, like that's something serious. So we're gonna stand on it. But I just feel like a lot of women do that shit now for money and for exposure and shit like that. And that's why a lot of people, I don't know, they getting off with the shit too because of shit like that. So it's like, in most cases, if these women don't have like fully proof, they don't get no justice because of these type of women that's money hungry and be like, oh shit, they lying saying he raped them, so I'm finna get in on that too. Bitch, this bitch got $2 million, $5 million. He's settling out too. We gone. Like, it be crazy, man. It's crazy. I just hate how the world is today with that shit. But,
well, speaking of money hungry women, and this kind of hits close to home since you're from Chicago, I did an interview recently with Gilbert Arenas.
Okay.
Where we talked about Larsa Pippen. Right?
That's okay.
Scottie Pippen's wife.
Okay. Yeah.
And in the interview, we had just a whole roast fest where like we both blame Larsa Pippen for Marcus Jordan getting arrested for drugs. And he was saying how Larsa has ruined all these great families. She's ruined the Pippen name. She's ruined the Jordan name. So Larsa Pippen actually DM'd me today. She actually, and I'm like, okay, this can't be her, right? I'm like, maybe there's a troll account. And I click, I'm like, oh shit, 5.4 million followers? Okay. She said, you gotta stop talking about me, you fucking loser.
I was going to say more, hey, fuck you, you fucking dick. Like,
my response was, or what?
Exactly. You stop doing the shit you're doing.
Right.
Like,
stop giving me shit to talk about.
You supposed to be Scottie Pippen's wife, bitch.
Man, she took Scottie Pippen's pension. Did you know that?
Like,
she got a piece of his pension. His pension.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. There's no prenup. That was dumb on his part. So whatever the money's earned, whatever else. But the pension?
Crazy. She eating off Scottie for the rest of her life.
Yeah.
And he just getting older and older. Just, you can see it in him. She fucking him up, man. Fucking Scottie up, man.
Yeah, man. And then she went and dated Future. She went and messed with Marcus Jordan. And then she was messing with some dude that played on the same team as her son. They were both on the same team at the same time.
But if a man did that, he's a pedophile, and he's...
Well, no, it was a dude he wasn't underage. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
Well, still, even she probably was 15 years older than him or some shit like that.
No, but what I'm saying is they both play on the same NBA team.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then not high school or anything. Yeah, no, that'd be crazy. No, but yeah, she called me a fucking loser. I actually found that funny. I posted it. Now it's like all over the news. My friends are hitting me up like, yo, I just saw this on Apple News. Like
breaking news. Larsa Pippen calls Vlad a fucking loser.
Right. Well, Young Boy's out. And
I'm glad you said that. Let me ask a question now.
Let's go.
Because I ain't biased and I don't be trying to be hating on niggas. Now, this nigga had 2 federal cases, right or wrong?
Yes.
So is
the
both
drug
of them
case
over?
And the gun case.
So is both of them done?
I believe so, yeah.
How the fuck did he only do a year or 2 for a federal gun charge, and they supposed to gave him 2-3 years for the drugs and shit like that? Like, how did that happen? How, like...
Do you know who his lawyer is?
No.
Drew Finley.
That's crazy.
We're ready for that one, were you?
No further questions, Vlad. No further.
Someone who worked for you as well.
Because that nigga's nice, I get it, but it's like with the shit down in with the video when they got caught, like they fingerprints was on the guns. They dropped guns on the scene, whatever, boom. Then you got another federal charge for the drugs and shit like that. It just didn't make sense. I was just like, realistically, I just know like how time work and shit like that. Like he was supposed to at least did a nickel or something like that. Like, so what did he just do? A year and a half, 2 years?
I think about 2 years, yeah.
Like, for guns and just so for 2 different charges. I guess if that's what money do, that's what money do. I mean, I don't get lucky. I don't know people
we're
that
also not as rich as Young Boy.
You feel?
Let's just keep it 100. You and I are broke as shit compared to Young Boy.
Bill Cosby's rich as shit. Riley Diddy rich as shit. These niggas is rich as shit.
But Bill Cosby's out.
Like after they proved
you think
that
Bill, he
was
the bus driver, would have gotten that appeal?
You know what I'm saying?
In Pennsylvania? I don't know.
But it's like, I don't know. My niggas they don't show my niggas no love. Even look with Durk. They ain't trying to show Durk no love. He's sitting in that bitch, no bond.
Well, like, I mean, it is murder for hire. Usually you don't get bond in situations like this. Let's just keep it 100.
Yeah, that shit, it just seemed like that nigga went to jail and got out a year later or some shit, like for 2 federal charges. I don't know.
Have you followed? Well, actually, hold on a second.
That's why I just had to ask you, like, I knew you was gonna bring it up too. That's why I had to ask, like, hold on, because I was feeling like he just did for one. He went for one charge, and then the next one he still was fighting it or some shit like that. But I don't know. Then it's Louisiana. I was type like it was a lot with that shit. Like it was a lot. Like my hat off to him though. I don't want no nigga in jail, but that shit just was like it was that time. I don't know. It's too many charges, too many cases and shit like that.
Well, ASAP Rocky beat his gun charge.
Yeah, I think that.
I
too.
interviewed his lawyer. Joe Tacopina. $2,400 an hour. $2,400 an hour.
That shit was like 3 or 5 years, wasn't it?
Like 3 years he worked on it. He moved his whole office to LA. But then again, yeah.
Shit, ASAP probably $3 million probably.
Yeah, $3 to $5 million. I think easy. But he beat it.
He beat it though.
Man, listen. When I heard that prop gun defense, I said, man, get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. Really? You mean to tell me, okay, you and I got beef, right? You're like, yo, we need to meet up. All right, let me go get my starter pistol and meet up with Breezy. Because, if things get heated, I'll pull it out and shoot it in the air.
Exactly.
Like,
everybody's going to scatter.
Everyone's going to scatter.
Yeah.
I would think, okay, I'm going to pull out my starter pistol, and if he has a gun, he's going to kill me. And he'll be justified. And that'll be the end of that. So,
because I ain't playing with no fake gun either. Hell no.
Security with me who's armed.
Mm-hmm.
Let me bring no gun and hope that I could work it out. Or let me bring a real gun and be prepared. I just feel like a starter pistol is more dangerous than a real gun. That's what I think. I would never bring a starter pistol to anything. But he beat that shit.
Yeah, that's crazy. Because I'm definitely not bringing no starter pistol. No fucking way. So I'm saying he beat it because they said it was a starter pistol?
They said it was a starter pistol, and the guy who cooperated against him, ASAP Relly, a.k.a. ASAP Telly.
What the Telly?
What did Kendrick say? He said, that bitch on point like ASAP Relly. After he pointed, on the stand. On the new Playboy Cardi album.
Yeah.
I love that line.
I just literally started listening to that shit a few days ago.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good album.
Yeah,
I interviewed Swamp Izzo, who's a DJ all throughout, yeah.
Hell yeah.
And, I mean, basically, Relly just fell apart on the stand. Like, Joe basically demolished him on the stand. Mm-hmm. He said, he claimed he was shot in the knuckles. And that's why his knuckles were scraped. Mm-hmm. Police showed up, looked for shell casings, couldn't find one, but he came back the next day and suddenly found some.
Wow.
Oh, you know this part of the story? Mm-hmm. Yeah, he went back to the scene of the crime and suddenly found the shell casings and turned them in to police. And then, they asked him if he ever shot a gun at a shooting range or anything else like that. He said no, but then they found footage of him at a LA gun range shooting, and I guess the guns he was shooting, the shell casings were the same as the ones he turned them in. So it was just a bunch of bullshit. If he had just said, and I talked about this in the interview, if ASAP Relly just took the stand and said, listen, we got into an argument, he pulled out what appeared to be a gun, he shot at me, I was scared, I didn't get hit, I ran, that's all I know. Okay? I don't know about shell casings. I know I scraped my knuckles because I fell to the floor. I didn't get hit. But listen, it appeared to be a real gun to me. If it wasn't, I'm not sure. But I think Rocky would have probably lost.
Yeah.
But instead, you had this dude that basically was floundering, was yelling at the, yelling at the lawyers,
He placed
and
shells
changing
on the
the story.
scene
He was
and
deleting texts. There's a civil suit and blah, blah, blah. And yeah. You got torn apart on the stand.
Crazy.
Now, I used to always say that, like, because I was talking about the Tory Lanez situation, how you've never seen a situation of someone going to trial when the victim of the shooting is willing to take the stand. Mm-hmm. But in this case, I don't think there was a victim of the shooting. If it was a real gun, nobody got hit.
Exactly. And
you got someone pretending
you really
to be
scraped
hit.
your fucking knuckles, and then you went into a gun range and brung shells back. I was like, oh, here goes the shells right here. I was shot here. When you really just scraped your fucking hand.
Yeah.
And just like, yeah. Huh? But that's way different than the Tory Lanez shit, though. That's way different than Tory Lanez shit. That was deep. That was some whole other, like, relationship-y type shit. Because I still don't get, like, I don't know. I can't even speak too much.
He's trying for an appeal.
Yeah.
He's saying the DNA doesn't match or something like that. I don't know, man. I mean, a girl really got shot in the foot, and she took the stand.
So she did get shot. It wasn't just no fragments and shit like that.
Here's what I think happened. Based on everyone I know around the situation and people I've talked to and going through the, through the records and so forth, I think a situation got out of control. A bunch of, the girls started to fight with each other. Tory was smaller than both the girls.
For sure. No, I think I said that before.
Yeah, probably getting thrown around and
whooping his ass.
Yeah, they're probably whooping his ass.
He's
like, wait, his ego. And Tory has always been the type of dude to try to act extra tough with people, right? Trying to show, I'm not little. Like, I'll beat you up.
Little man syndrome.
He's got little man's disease, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm sure that his ego was so bruised up, and there was probably a struggle for the gun or whatever. He probably was just mad and be like, fuck you, bitch, and dance, bitch, and probably shot at the ground. Because she even said, dance, bitch.
So he really said that, or
She said he said that.
That's a lot. Yeah, bitch, dance, bitch. That's too much. I feel like something happened there, but that is deep. Like,
I mean, it was definitely bullet fragments in her foot. Like, they had the doctor, they came in.
So it's like it could have ricocheted off the ground and hit her or some shit like that.
I don't think he was trying to kill her.
Because if he would have shot her in the foot?
No, I don't think he was trying to shoot her. I think he was just pissed off, all to hell. There was a gun, and he just was like, ah.
So what did they charge him?
With shooting.
Because I know I know that's really like,
let me see.
If he was in Chicago and some shit like that, that nigga would have did a few months, came home. Because it's like reckless endangerment.
Assault with a semi-automatic firearm, carrying a loaded unregistered firearm in a vehicle, and discharging a firearm with gross negligence.
Yeah, see, that's some California shit. That's too many charges. Like that it would really been like willful injury. It would have been some light shit. He would have got probably all of 3 years, 4 years maximum. When he probably did 6 months and did the rest on paper or some shit like that. Like,
yeah, he would get deported back to Canada. Yeah. You can't shoot people.
Oh, I be forgetting.
Yeah, he's a Canadian citizen.
He spent so much time in Miami. I be forgetting that nigga is actually from. Okay.
Yeah, no, you can't shoot someone in America and expect to stay afterwards.
Okay, so he got to leave.
Yeah,
when
same thing like with Shine. Shine, remember the whole situation with Diddy? He got deported to Belize.
So he's just now been able to come back to the United States.
Well, I think he would come back because he's a government official now in Belize. I think he was running for some sort of like Senate or whatever position. So I think as that he can come back.
See, I never
for short periods of time.
I don't think he got deported. Anymore. Yeah, that's crazy.
You can't. Yeah. Well, think about it. Imagine going to Canada and shooting somebody. You think you just stay there afterwards? Like, they'll tell you get the fuck on.
I mean, they're gonna lock you up, but then afterwards,
they'll send you back where you came from.
Yeah.
Little Reese is still locked up.
Yeah, I seen that shit. How much time did they actually give him?
5 years.
He ain't got to do all that though, do we?
I mean, it's a state case, so what?
Probably
50% maybe?
2 years, 2 years, 2.5.
Yeah, I believe it was over a girl.
I seen the video. That shit was kind of weird. Like, it was like, it was like the police came and then she told him one thing and he's like, I just came to get my shit or some shit like that. And it was just like, how the fuck did he get a domestic from that? Like, so the girl had to say like, oh, he hit me or he beat me or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, beating up a woman, never goes well.
I don't hit
for a
bitches
man.
at all.
Yeah. I mean, remember there was that video of him beating up the girl at the start of his career. Remember that? I mean, I talked to him about that in the interview.
I was around for that.
Oh, you were there?
I was around for
in the
that.
room.
It was. I was outside basically. Like, so it was like, I don't remember if it was him or Durk had a show in like Champaign or some shit like that. We was in Illinois somewhere, and I remember because I remember Ball Out and them was there. It was like this was back then. Like this was back then. This was before the big split up between everybody and everybody went their ways and shit like that. But yeah, that shit was crazy though. That shit was crazy. But I don't hit girls, so I don't agree. You know what I'm saying? But I still don't think niggas just supposed to be in jail and shit like that. But I don't beat women. I don't hit as a man, I just feel like we so much powerful than a woman. It's like, even if she a bodybuilder, I'm not finna tap her chin because I'm gonna put her to sleep. Like, it's just we were born with double standard. We was born with how the world's supposed to be. Like, women are women. They're precious individuals. They like babies. They're like kids.
Yeah.
Men, are we supposed to just be rough around the edges? We supposed to be able to take this and take that out. Like, anything that come to us, we can take the beating. We can take the fight. We can take the pain. We can take whatever because we're men. That's how they, you know. But it's like with women, I'm not raising my hands on a woman. But
I mean, what about, like, for example, like Papoose? You know, he was married to Remy Ma, and now he's dating Clarissa Shields, the boxer.
She still can't whoop Papoose.
I saw the funniest comment on social media. And Papoose, me and you have been cool forever before Vlad TV, and I'm so sorry I have to say this. It's so funny. It was so funny. I was going to tweet it, but I'm like, no, let me just say in an interview. It was so funny. Someone said, Papoose only date women that he could send downstairs when he hears a noise.
Oh shit! He went from a shooter to a fighter. Because did Remy stab the girl or shoot the girl?
She shot a girl.
Okay,
and went to prison for it.
Yeah. That's crazy. He know how to pick them. He know how to pick them. He sure know how to pick them. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Cause she go downstairs, right downstairs. What you doing in here, nigga?
Or Ray will go down with a pistol. Hold on.
Yeah, or something. You feel me? Like, damn.
Well, being from Chicago, what's your take on Kanye's new direction?
I don't know nothing. When I say I'm probably one of the people that don't pay attention to his antics, like Kanye, because that nigga's been crazy since his mama died.
He recently had some tweets that basically said his mother was a lesbian. And that he would hear her having sex with his female babysitters. I mean, he did a whole interview with my man Academics in a Klan outfit.
With a black Klan.
A black Klan, but he also had a white one in his bag. He's showing pictures of that. His new album cover has it's a picture that's been doctored, but it's basically him, what appears to be him and his girl in Klan outfits. Did you see that cover?
That nigga Kanye, man. I really don't be paying attention to Kanye's antics.
This is his new album cover right here.
He's
Now, keep in mind that this is actually an original photo. This is like an older photo, and in the real photo, both people are white, right? But what he did was he kind of photoshopped it to make the guy look black, to kind of imply that's him and Bianca wearing Klan outfits.
What do be his motive? What be his point? Like, because he just goes on rants, and I never understand none of them. Like, I never understand anything that Kanye's talking about, or why he's doing it, or why he's saying what he said, or did what he did. Like, it really just be like unprovoked, to be random. Like,
I wish I could tell you a good reason for like, this type of lunacy.
Like, why is your cover like this? What is you going through in life right now where you on the race thing? Why do you have on a fucking Ku Klux outfit? Like, Why are you back ranting on Twitter about all these different people? Why are you saying that your mother that's dead and gone was a lesbian? Like, anybody cared to fucking know that? Like,
yeah,
that's not traumatizing to you, nigga. Like,
yeah, I mean, he called Jay-Z and Beyonce's younger kids retarded. I guess he was implying that he could have slept with Beyonce if he was in the studio with her 10 minutes longer.
Nah, shit like that. You say how people shouldn't put their hands on people. If Jay-Z see him and slap the shit out of him, then people gonna say Jay-Z was wrong. Well, most of them gonna say he was right. You know what I'm saying?
I think Kanye can get away with all this because he's rich and can afford security while he wears swastika necklaces and swastika t-shirts and Klan outfits and stuff like that, because those people will keep him safe. A Kanye fan that wants to follow his footsteps is going to get the shit beat out of him walking down the street with a swastika t-shirt.
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
I sent the yard up for that shit in prison. Like my first 2 weeks there, we was playing basketball. 1 minute, next minute I synced the fucking swastika in the middle of the court. I went and spit on it and they kicked it up and they rushed me.
Wait. So what happened? Someone drew a swastika?
Yes. I was in Iowa, so
with,
you know
with
it's
what?
like
Chalk or something?
Like chalk, yeah. Chalk on the middle of the basketball court.
And you saw him do it, or it was already there?
Yes.
So it was a white dude?
Yes. Yes. As soon as he was done, I walked up, kicked it off the ground. And they rushed me, and it went up.
Oh, so it was like a race war basically happened in the
because
yard?
And my thing was, like, you niggas sit and play cards with us and all type of shit and make dips and ask us for shit and have regular conversations and be nice. So why are y'all being racist, nigga? Like, what the fuck does that? What you doing that for? Like, leave that shit out, because we not doing it. We already in prison. I'm already angry. I'm not sitting around no racist ass niggas. Like, hell no. I'm gonna go to the hole after I fuck you up. And I'll go to the next jail.
So it was all the whites and the blacks basically just fought right there in the yard?
Yeah.
What happened after the dust settles?
Majority of people went to the holes, split us up, shit like that. We was in the classification jail. So we was like, you sit for like a month or two and then you get sent to the actual prison that you're gonna do your time in. So it's like the hospital and shit like that. It's like, so they sent most people to the hole. They let some people stay in the units. They just locked the unit down and shit like that. And then like majority of the people within a week, everybody was shipped out to where they had to go and shit like that.
I mean, did you see, like, in places you were locked up, like large white gangs?
Yeah, for sure. The
Nation?
Peckerwoods, the Aryan. So in Iowa, that's like a predominantly white state.
Okay.
So I did all my prison time there. So that was new to me, because I didn't think that shit. I seen that shit on movies and shit like that. No, they really move with each other. They really like they just like us. It's a white gang. Like, just like us. So how it's gangs in prison, black gangs and shit like that, they stick together. And they be beefing and shit. The Peckerwoods be beefing with the Aryan Nation and shit like that. It's like, the shit was crazy to me. I used to really just sit back and just pay attention and be like, damn, this shit really going on. Like, it's really broke white people that's gangbang like us. They just do it different. They just do it. They trailer parks and shit is the slums and the hood. You know what I'm saying? All that Aryan Brotherhood and Peckerwood shit, and even them fucking motorcycle gangs, those are gangs. It's the same shit. That's the same as GD, BD, Stone, Vice. It's the Crip. It's the same shit. So I was like, I ain't gonna lie, it was a sight to see for me, because I only seen it on TV. So it was like, when I really see these groups of white men together, and I'm like, damn, these niggas gangbanging. Then a lot of them niggas bald with tattoos on their head and shit, and it's crazy. It was like, damn, all right. Yeah, well, that shit really going on, though. That shit was different. That was different for me to see.
I mean, was there something different you saw in the way white gangs operated than other gangs?
Yeah, it's like they was way more orientated. They way more rules and shit. Like, it's like we just freelancing and we really do what the fuck we want to do. Like, they had real life say-so and shit like that in there. Like, it was like, they had somebody that was really over, like how Larry Hoover's is in jail and fucking King David's dead and shit like that. They had they leader in there with them for their section. It was like, when something was going on with them, they would go and send somebody to talk to that man and he would give the okay. Like, with us with gangs, it's, oh shit, we gonna do what we want to do. Like, and we gonna do it how we want to do it. So can't nobody tell us, no, don't go and go fight or go do this. with them it's different. Like,
yeah, I mean, the Mexicans are the same way too, right?
yeah, for sure.
The Mexican mafia, they have a whole structure and rules and regulations and everything else like that.
And the Mexicans, one thing I give, the Mexicans stick together no matter what. If you come into prison and you're a Mexican, no matter what, the Mexicans are going to take care of you as soon as you come in there. They're going to have hygiene, food for you, everything. Blacks don't do that. We don't, because we see them, like, who the fuck is this nigga? No, the Hispanics, oh, come on, you with us. This our tables. We sit over here, we eat together, we do this, like shit like that. They really take care of their people. I fuck with that. On like Mexicans on that side, especially, that I fuck with that because they really take care of their people no matter what.
Last question. Rico Reckless. It's a regular on my show. He's now coupled up with Summer Walker. Mm-hmm. And this is my new favorite couple right now. I actually love them as a couple. Did you and Rico ever have issues, or?
Yeah. You know, remember he was dissing everybody in Chicago and shit and put my name in a song.
How long ago was that? 10 years ago?
Yeah, that shit was a long time ago. That shit was a long time ago, bro. Like, you know, it was a lot of shit went on. He acted like he rolled through he did. He pulled up King Drive. It was raining outside. I stepped outside 2 minutes later, like, this nigga putting up old videos. The sun was out, shit like me and him was having real back and forths, like real back and forths. But that shit was really old, and he never really been a real op. So
yeah,
it's like, you know.
Look, I think that he came out trolling.
No, that's
and
exactly.
I think it worked for him.
See,
he got to where he needed to be.
I was the nigga that was telling him, like, you could troll, but don't troll me because I be outside. Like, okay. So it was that. I was on some gangster shit. Like, and then he was acting like he was pulling up looking for me and shit, but I would pop. If he posted a video, 2 minutes later, I'd be right back. No, I'm out here right now type shit. Like, it was that. Like, testosterone shit. Like, it was, nigga, don't play with me because you can play with the rest of them niggas and they gonna laugh it off. I'm not laughing with you like that. Okay. Like, that's what that was.
But 10 years later, do you really care?
I don't care now.
Yeah.
I don't really care now. I mean, I'm still like, I see him. It's still.
You can't laugh it off? Like,
we still. Time ago? Shit can happen. We might end up, because I'm tough and he tough. We might bump. We might still probably throw hands. What ain't no telling. Like, you know, because I don't know where his head at now. I don't know where, you know what I'm saying? Like, but. You know, I ain't got no issue with the nigga though. It ain't like a nigga I see like, oh yeah, I see him, I'm gonna fuck him up. And it was like, no, nigga, just stay out my way. You did what you did back then. You got to where I salute niggas. He from Chicago.
Yeah,
I salute him. You doing something like.
You got one of the top R&B chicks right now.
For sure.
I was happy when I saw it.
She my favorite R&B artist of this generation. So it's like, for him to like, it's Chicago, even the people that don't like that nigga, they proud of him for that shit. Cause it's like, nigga, you got Summer Walker. Like, what the fuck? No matter what people say or however they try to put it, like, nigga, you got Summer Walker. Nigga, I tip my hat to the nigga. You did your big one with that one. Because it's like, besides that, what did you know Rico Reckless for? For trolling and doing interviews and shit.
Exactly.
Now you got Summer Walker. You won. You won. You feel me?
Put a baby in her.
They ain't in Chicago, nigga, so I gotta keep saying I tilt my hat to him.
Yeah.
Like, you know? I just ain't like, I ain't respect how he came out, because that shit didn't get him nowhere, but beef.
No, I think he almost did like a how to rob, kind of 50 Cent type of thing in the beginning where he just
That's exactly what he did.
Like I hit him up.
That's exactly what he did. That's exactly what it did.
At the end of the day, he stood on it. Yeah, some people were mad at him, but I think most people got over it. I think most people realized it wasn't serious.
No, because he was saying like it wasn't serious. It was just niggas like me that was like, no, nigga, I told you don't say my name, so something gonna have to. So me and him it's like a few years. This shit was back and forth. I got into it with his manager, all type of shit. Like
his manager?
His manager back then. He used to live in our neighborhood and shit like that. So it was a lot. But that shit been so long ago, it's like, I don't know.
Man, I realize when it comes to this internet shit, and there's so many people that, like me and Wack, I didn't fuck with him for like 10 years. Yeah. And now he's a regular on my show. We talk all the time. Yeah. Cool dude. You know what I mean? There was an issue recently. He had an issue with someone I knew recently. I called him up, and I was able to resolve it. And ultimately, they all got on the phone after. You see what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people start out a certain type of way, but they evolve over time.
Yeah.
Right? I think Rico's one of them. I think Wack is another. Not everybody.
Yeah.
Not everybody. You know? Like, FBG Butter's been on my show a few times. He's currently in jail. I feel like FBG Butter kind of...
He's a clown.
It's still FBG Butter.
That's a real clown. That's a real clown. That's a real clown right there. Like
I like Butter. I like Butter. I mean, he felt
entertaining.
He nodded off a couple times during my interviews. I mean, you can tell he was like, he knew that something was probably going to happen, and he was just sort of having fun.
Man, no, that nigga Stu, he did that shit to himself. You seen how he crashed into the wall driving slow in the suburbs of Chicago with a gun. Like, you know what I'm saying? He did that shit to himself. That wasn't, he could have made it home that night and still been free.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
It's the decisions that some people make.
Yeah, I mean, like, I want to, because I remember I got into it with the wrestler Booker T recently.
Really? Five time? About
that guy.
WCW champion?
Yeah.
Crazy.
You don't know the story?
Huh?
You don't know the story?
Okay,
so I'll tell you what happened. This happened maybe a week and a half ago. So in 2020, I'd reached out to Booker T to do an interview. And he was like, yo, absolutely. Yeah, let's do it. We set it all up. I hired the cameraman, the studio. We were going to do it remotely. I think he was in Houston. I ended up messing up the times. And I was going to arrive late. He got pissed off, left. I get it, right? Makes sense, I'm late, my bad. I tried to hit him up afterwards, but listen, I'm sorry, I'll pay you for an appearance fee. Let's just make it right. He didn't want to do it. I said, okay, cool, I get it. So a few months ago, I interviewed this guy named Swerve Strickland. Mm-hmm. He is the former champion of AEW, which is a big WWE competitor,
for sure,
right?
For sure.
You know who he is?
Yeah,
okay, so he was in WWE for a while, but he had a bad experience with it. And I asked him, I was like, I'm like, Booker T made some comments about you that basically said, I didn't have the same experience as Swerve. I don't see any racism in the WWE. Maybe he just didn't accomplish what he set out to do and he's bitter about it and so forth. Mm-hmm. I said, and this was his actual quote. And Swerve was like, well, if Booker thinks WWE's not racist, what about the video of Vince McMahon using the N-word around him? Mm. You ever see that video?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So like I'll probably be biased a little bit and don't be paying attention to shit like that because
I'll play this for you. Hold
no
on.
WWF or WWE slander will be tolerated.
Yeah, what's good in the hood?
Just hold it down, trying to take care of business.
Keep it up, I'm a nigga.
I seen that. That's old.
Yeah.
I seen that. I seen that.
So he brought up that clip, right? I said, all right. Apparently the two of them ran into each other at some event a couple of days later, and Swerve was like, yo, Vlad played you, he played you to say that shit. And Swerve was like, no, I'm just responding to what you said. Like, whatever. So Swerve does this, so Booker T does this whole video, right? Where for an hour he just rants and he's like, I would never do a Vlad TV interview. He tried to pay me and I turn him down. He gets black men arrested and blah, blah. So then at that point I could get involved and say, okay, you were booked to do a Vlad TV. You're not mentioning the fact that you accepted here's the DMs.
Yeah,
you accepted to do when you were at my studio. There's a cameraman there. You left that part out, right? But hold on a second. But this is where it gets more interesting. So once I started doing some research about him, since he wants to make up shit about me, I find these pictures. He's at this dude's gym. He's doing training at this guy's gym named Chase and Rants, who is a registered sex offender.
Shit.
And he was doing multiple training sessions there. So I basically said, well, when Booker T ain't lying about me, he's hanging out with this registered sex offender friend, Chase and Rants. Here's the picture. Booker T had to make a statement that said, I don't know the places I train with and whatever else. And you know what happens the next day? Chase and Rants gets arrested for violating his registered sex offender guidelines.
That's the irony, bro.
So I had to make a statement and said, Booker T is right. I get men arrested. In this case, his sex offender buddy is now in jail. Right now. Good riddance.
Yeah.
So yeah, so when people say that Vlad gets people locked up, this is one of the people I get locked up right here. Registered sex offenders.
I mean, he's a sex offender. We don't respect it at all.
Right.
You know, like street culture, jail code, none of that shit. You know, we don't even let them niggas walk the yard. Like you can't even have you can't even have an excuse in prison. Cause you know it's like the inmates are the workers. So it's like they got the COs and the wardens and shit like that, but the main shit like when people come through the jails, they give it's gonna be like probably 3 or 4 inmates that got a list of the people with their cases and what they're charged and all that shit. So just like before I even touched prisons, they knew like if I had a bad transfer, it's called negative transfer. Before I even get to the prison, they already knew 600 Breezy on the way, 600 Breezy on the way, 600 Breezy on the way. So it's like, and like it's not like the feds. You know, the feds they make you come with your paperwork. Like they can see it themselves, so they already this nigga got a case. You know, we just call it a case. Yo, he got a case. He got to get up out of here. Like he can't walk the yard, or he gonna get extorted, or he got to go to another prison. He got to transfer out. But like in Iowa, they have one prison strictly for people with sex cases. They have a sex offender prison. It's Newton. Is like. It used to be another prison, but now it's Newton, and it's like a big jail up top of the hill. They got another jail at the bottom of the hill for just people with regular cases. It's like dorm rooms, but they have an actual prison, but that's just for they trannies, anybody with sex cases, shit like that, niggas that they know have problems at other jails. They just put them in one jail.
Well, it's PC basically, right?
It's like a PC prison, basically.
PC prison,
but it's not because. You know, it's just a prison for because those same people in that PC prison got shit going on. So it's still fights and gangs and little bullshit. But these niggas, you have a sex charge, so you forced to be in this prison with these people because they know like we ain't got time to be trying to keep you safe. Now when you get in trouble there and you get transferred out, now you on your own because now you fucked up here and now you got to go amongst the niggas that's gonna bully you.
And that's happened.
So,
You've seen sex offenders get transferred into
So
Gen Pop.
So what they did with me, by me being a rapper and shit like that, they thought they was doing me a favor by putting me in that PC jail at first. I flipped the fuck out. Soon as I came on the yard for the first day and seen titties. And I knew I wasn't tripping. They like, yeah, that's the training unit over there. Oh, fuck no. They like, yeah, that's so somebody else. I actually bumped into one of my friends from Chicago that was in that jail that I knew from younger, and he had a case. He was having a threesome. One girl was old enough, the other girl wasn't. Shooting dice the next day with her brothers and shit. The girl walking up, he gloating on, oh yeah, they got no little bitches we fucked and woo woo. One of the niggas, that's my little sister, she only 16, you niggas going to jail. Nigga really did that and sent them niggas to jail. So my homie ended up doing he ended up getting 5 to 8 years off that shit, some shit like that. And when I was coming through that jail, that's what he let me know, because I'm like, shit, I'm like, what the fuck you doing here? And he let me know what it was and shit. But I had to get up out of there quick, because it was like, hell no, what the fuck? I got a drug case. Why the fuck would I be in a fucking sex offender prison? Like, if it was just a PC jail, I still wouldn't have been with that, because I'm not a PC nigga. Like, they tried to forcefully PC me because they like, oh no, he's like a superstar to us in Iowa. So it's like, nah, fuck that. Put me in GP. I had to get my lawyers to get me like, no, holler at them, tell them GP. I don't want to be here. I don't feel. So they came and questioned me, oh, do you feel like you're in danger? No, hell no. I had the yard as soon as I got to the max. So it's like, I know I was cool, but they really tried to force that shit on me, but it taught me the difference in the prisons and shit though. All right, so they really have jails for it, just strictly sex offenders and PC, like a PC jail, honestly.
So you walk into this jail and there's dudes with titties.
So it's like the first two days, you can't come on the yard and shit like that, whatever. So I'm on a unit, and then they let us go outside for an hour on the yard. Went outside on the yard, that's the first thing I seen. First thing, because it's a new prison, so I'm on the yard and I'm just sizing it up and looking around. At this point, I didn't know it was a PC jail either. I'm thinking it's just because it used to be their classification jail. It used to be the jail that you go to before you go to the other jails and shit. But niggas like, nah, this is a sex offender camp. So I was like, nah, y'all gotta get me up out of here. So I literally, when I walked on the yard, that's the first thing I seen was hair and titties. And I'm not the smart. I'm like, I ain't the smartest man in the world, but I know ain't no bitches in here except for the COs. They was like, no, that's the training unit. They moved the training unit from the jail where the fight happened with the racist shit like that. They used to have it there because that was a classification, and moved it strictly to Newton because they made Newton a fucking sex offender jail. Like, as soon as I seen that, I was like, oh no. went right to the computer, got the kite in my motherfucker. Hey, get me out of here. I want to go where niggas getting stabbed. I don't want to be here. Like, fuck that. You're not finna have me in it. Hell no. Like, hell no. Then I was there for all of a week and a half. I'm used to niggas going to the hole for fight, stabbing and shit. These niggas going to the hole for fucking.
Right.
And they catching them fucking, and they only go to the hole for like 2-3 days. Like, what? If I get in an argument with you on the yard, 7 days in the hole. They literally, like, nah, that shit just is okay. And they just harboring that shit. They think that, nah, hell no. Hell no. They take care of it because they claim that they have a mental issue or some shit like that. That's why they got one GF. Yeah, that's stupid. That's not fucking, no. There's nothing wrong with them. Nothing wrong. It's nothing mental that make you say, oh, I want to fuck younger people or kids, or I want to molest, or I want to touch. No. Hell no. You know how many hoes out here that's gonna give you some pussy? Females want to fuck like we want to too. So I don't be getting that shit. Like, I don't understand it. I'm not taking no pussy. I'm not touching I'm not fucking no underage girl. I'm not touching. Nothing about a kid excites me.
Yeah.
So that's weird. But in places like Iowa, they be like, oh, they have mental problems. We shouldn't just treat them like that. We should try to help them. No, they should die. They should die. Just kill them. That makes sense. They fucking up people's life for the rest of their life off that shit.
Did Lil J ever come out of the closet officially, or is he still denying it? Do you know Lil J personally?
I hate that. That supposed to been died. It'd have been a better place. You know how many times he got nigga strong.
Wait,
that's
what is your issue with Lil J?
You know, he's really our real enemy, like real op. So it's like, for you to be such a tough gangster rapper, and you in jail sitting on like, then he denied that. I think I just seen the interview where he was like, yeah, I kissed it, or I did woo woo, and still gonna me when I get out, and I'm still da 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 da. Like,
so he's bisexual.
He's gay.
I mean, whatever that means.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
gay.
There's no such thing. Yeah. With men, there's no such thing as that's not.
Okay. Well, I think. Listen, I'm straight, right? But I could imagine someone that likes both men and women for different reasons.
I don't like myself. And love me. Think I'm one of the greatest things that ever walked this earth. And I think I'm disgusting. I don't think I'm attractive and none of that. You know why? Because I'm a man.
Right. I'm not attracted to men. But
you know what I'm saying? So it's
I don't know. Like, I feel like most of, you know, and they never really want to admit it, right? I mean, I've interviewed people like Don Lemon and stuff like that, and it's like almost every single gay man I've ever interviewed was by another man when they were younger.
And you know what's so crazy?
It's almost every time. I can't think of a single gay man I've interviewed that didn't have some sort of that wasn't by their choice. See what I'm saying? So I don't know. Like, I almost feel like that sets it sets a certain level, how should I say it? It almost sets them on a path that they don't realize they're on.
See,
your first experience is with a man instead of a woman. You're not going to tell me that doesn't affect you in any type of way, especially if you enjoy it somewhat, not knowing what's being done to you. See what I'm saying?
See that if you put it that way, it makes sense because they really, as a kid, they don't know that. So
yeah,
if they
not to say it's wrong. If you want to be gay, be gay. I'm not gonna say being gay is wrong.
This is why, and I'm gonna always stand on it. And I don't care how nobody feels about it. If the world, there would be no more.
Right.
If so, and we not saying, oh, y'all take. If the world was. Everybody would, because how are they going to make? Exactly.
Right.
So that's what God didn't. That's not whoever that higher power is. Allah, whatever, whoever they.
Yeah, but we do lots of stuff that is not.
Yeah, and it's wrong.
We smoke, we drink, we do.
A lot of shit's wrong, but that's one of the most. Because if the whole world switches over to that right now, guess what? The whole
right, but the whole world is
extinct.
not gay. Like, you know, at the end of the day, being gay, I feel has always been a small percentage of the population.
Yeah, but see, I'm not biased. I'm not. I'm not okay
with and I think that if you put men or women in a situation where they don't have access to the other sex, like prison, you're going to see a lot more men experiment and so forth because they know that there's no other choice.
I don't agree with that neither, because it's women in there. Your counselors, the teachers, especially if you're in prison.
Right.
It's so many women in there.
Right, but you're not actually allowed to have them. You have to illegally.
Yeah, but that's
so you have to sneak around and break the rules, and they have to risk their jobs.
That's fun.
And listen, and they probably got the pick of who they want, right? Yeah. If you a funny-looking fat dude in prison, you probably not go the female teacher.
Exactly.
You know, the big, brolic, steroided out dude, you know, who's got he probably going to be fucking her. You know what I'm saying?
You feel me?
So I think eventually the fat dude might start experimenting on some 20 years in or whatever else, you know? I'm just saying.
I don't see that because
listen, I've never been to prison. Hopefully I never have to deal with this particular situation.
I've been to prison and listen, my counselor tried to fuck me, my teacher tried to fuck me. One of the CEOs, two of the CEOs, it's the actual women were pressing me in there.
Yes, they were pressing you.
Yeah.
They're not pressing everybody.
Yeah, but no.
Okay, let's just keep it 100.
I didn't one of my counselors because they said she had, and then she popped up and missed work and came back and had all type of scars and shit around her mouth, so it had to been true. So it was like, if I would have just been thirsty and be like, I ain't had no in a year or something, and my counselor she steady take me downstairs into her office and closing the door, and I can get some of that real quick, but then boom, now I'm scarred for life, and now I wouldn't be able to do interviews because I got type 1 all over my face. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really had to make a decision for myself, like, no, don't be thirsty. Yeah, I probably got 10 years or 5 years, but I'm going home to some
yeah. Well, I think it's different when you have a release date as when you don't have a release date. You know, like I remember there was what do you call it? That one dude. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. From the Boondocks and shit like that.
Yeah, it's an actual guy.
Yeah, I know.
I was supposed to interview him, but then I started looking into his track record, and I realized that he actually is like a convicted. Like, he was actually dudes in prison. Like, he wasn't just making this up. So I was just like, yeah.
What was his original charge?
Oh, I don't know. I think he went in young, but I remember there was a video, right? It was him and Drewski. I don't know what the Drewski was doing with him. Like, I don't know how the two of them got in the same room. But I remember the Booty Warriors like, first time Drewski's like, man, I can't even eat this. Like, I feel sick. He threw away his food. Like,
and then it's like, but some people, it'd be weird because, like, me personally, I don't even want the if it take too much. It's too much wrestling, tussling, whatever. Just too. I don't want it. I don't want it. Like, just let me have it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, all they putting up a fight. If you like people they get a kick out of, like, how can you through that? Like, you're really fighting and like, and you take, like, you're really, that's weird, bro. Like, that's not okay. That ain't okay. That ain't okay at all.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Bill Cosby liked to. There's actually
Bill Cosby was an ugly. Let's throw that out there too.
Doesn't matter. He was a megastar.
He was
Cosby
wrong.
Was the face of America.
He was wrong. He was the ugly face of America. Like, that was pop. That was hit. So it's like, he probably was not getting. And
you're bugging.
And
Bill Cosby wasn't getting.
Probably wasn't getting, bro.
Yo.
He probably wasn't getting. He probably wasn't getting that he wanted to get it from.
He was getting all the he wanted. He was Bill fucking Cosby. He had the biggest show on television. He was the face of Coca-Cola.
I get that.
Like, he was the face of Jell-O pudding.
I get that.
Right?
I get that. But still in all, it's still a lot of women in this world that wouldn't fuck him.
And there's a lot of women that would.
That's why he...
Listen, there was a story. I think this was on Shade Room or something. There was a dude who, I guess, got on a subway in New York, and there was a dead body, like, on the subway, and he was charged with having a dead body.
What?
There was just, like, he just was the corpse. And I remember I made a comment. I said, Bill Cosby punching the air right now. I really
That's crazy.
really talk too much shit sometimes. But yeah, no, a dude just sat there like, oh, I'm assuming it was a woman, but then again, who knows? Like, but yeah, he just started with the corpse right there in the train until someone saw him.
Weird.
Call the police.
Weird.
Like, people got all types of weird fetishes, man.
I
like,
need some consent. I ain't some type of, that's weird. That's, I don't know, man. But it's to each his own. We live in a f***ed up world, man. People, I don't know.
Well, listen, Adam 22 is my friend, but he had a.
So, that's a no. Oh, me and Adam, that's my nigga. Adam, you know I with you, but you know I tell you this in your face. You be on some. Adam be doing some, man, and he be saying gay. I don't think Adam gay, but he be saying some weird. Like he be off the wall. But yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not pulling my dick out in the room with other niggas. Like, you know, like it's Chicago culture. That was a thing. Like when we was growing up, like we like used to run. So it'd be like one in the room and 4, 5 in there or something like that or whatever. I'd never been.
I've had 2 times. I've had with my homie and a girl, but I never really liked it.
That's not. Y'all ran her. Y'all ran a train.
Right. I
ran a train.
And I mean, and I could tell you that like it was in those moments that I'm like, well, I'm definitely sure I'm not gay because I don't even want this in the room right now. Like I wish it was just me and her at this point. Like I'm not looking at him at all, you know? So I know some dudes enjoy that. Some dudes like having like
that's
that.
Weird.
Once again, not my thing.
That's
but I have tried it before. I'm not going to say I did it, you know?
I've never.
You're not missing anything.
I used to be the that walk away from the crowd when I walk on the block and see everybody getting their and like that. I'm cool because I was a lover boy. I want to kiss my bitch in the mouth. I want to come bring her to exactly. I want to bring her to meet my grandma, my mama, and shit. Like I want to lay up with her. I want to hold her hand outside and not be like no, it's different, bro. Like man. I don't know.
That's what it is. 600 Breezy, man. I'm sorry going through your drama right now with your kid. Which
it's
like
never
I said at the
cycle.
Beginning, which
it's a never ending
not
cycle.
100%. You know, you're sure yet that that's your kid?
That's
Take
my
the
kid,
DNA
man.
test.
We not doing that, man. That's
Take
my
the DNA
kid,
test.
man. That's my kid, man. That's my son, man.
You know what's funny, right? It's funny, right? Because I have these conversations with people that are on my show. Like I remember I had Michael Blackson, the comedian, on, right? Mm-hmm. And he was like, yeah, you know, I got a fiance and, you know, we have sex with no condoms, but I pull out all the time. You know, I mean, I haven't had a kid in 10 years, so I'm good at it. And I'm like, you know what they call couples that use the pull out method? Mm-hmm. Parents. Sure enough, a couple months ago, his girlfriend announced that she's pregnant.
See?
That motherfucker like 54. You know what I mean? I said, see? What did I tell you?
That's why I'm getting
this
shit
you
snipped.
and your pull-out method. How did that work out for you, Michael?
I'm getting this shit snipped because I'm terrible. I can't pull out. I don't got it. If I can pull out that pussy weak, that's how I feel about it. If I can make it out that pussy, it's not good enough.
It's not good enough?
Because you got to think as a man, when you about to, like, you know what I'm saying? No homo. When you about to come and shit.
No. Pulling out is definitely, like, especially, you know, I mean, especially after getting a vasectomy, pulling out is like the hardest thing in the world. Because you're like, why?
Like, why? Yeah. I want to lay in it and get the rest of this. Bitch.
Yeah, it's like, why?
Yeah, like, why pull out? And then it's not even the same feeling, too. Like, you pull out, you get like a slight, like, all right.
Yeah, no,
if you stay in it and you just lay and you keep, you're just like, oh, bitch, I love you. Oh, fuck. Have a baby, I don't care. Like,
next thing you know, you got a baby.
Then this would be like, I was a dickhead though. My pops used to give me condoms and I never used them. Like, my dad. My dad will tell you that right now. That nigga used to give me condoms all the time.
How many kids
came home from work?
How many kids did your dad have?
I don't know what that nigga needed because I done got older and
he'd be like, yeah, this supposed siblings?
To be like it's new siblings and shit. Like, yeah, that's supposed to be a brother, man. Like right now, I know it's me, my sister. I got a big sister, it's me, and then I got 2 younger brothers. They teenagers, like 19 and 16.
So that's
or
4,
like
but
that.
you're saying there's more?
But it was supposed to be more. It was. I was supposed to have a brother that died and some more shit that was around my age, all type of shit. Like that nigga, my life was kind of like my pops. That's, you know.
Yeah, and that's what. As the older you get, you realize how much you follow your dad's footsteps without even realizing that you do. Because I look at some of the shit I've done, it's similar to some of the shit my dad did. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I didn't even realize I'd done it until after I'd done it. And I looked at his life and said, oh shit, I kind of did what he did. Like,
That was your role model. So
yeah,
you
it was
didn't
your role
even
model.
know. Like,
Yeah, man, that's why having fathers is important.
Yeah,
you
for
know,
sure.
when you have these kids that only had a mother in their life, they don't turn out to be balanced people all the time. Not always. Sometimes people break the mold and become great human beings and so forth. But I feel like when there's no father around, or if there's no mother around, either
or,
you're not really getting the full gamut.
It really takes a village.
Of childhood,
and
you grow up just being told fucked up shit.
Yeah,
you know, especially if there's conflict between the parents and the primary parent is talking shit about the other parent constantly. And the kid grows up thinking, well, I believe my mother. She always seems to tell me the truth, so this must be true.
Exactly.
My dad is a deadbeat. And you don't realize that a lot of times the dad wasn't a deadbeat, is the mom created so many roadblocks that it was impossible for the father to even be around.
Because I'm one of them people. I'll have some more kids who already got kids, and bitch, you're going to get yourself together one day and you're going to need me. So it's like, I'm not finna stress myself out and possibly want to go to jail for fucking you up or doing some dumb shit just to fight for this one kid when I have all these other kids. So it's like, all right, go do what you're going to do. It's going to hurt. You hurting the kid. You hurting yourself and the kid. You're not hurting me, because I'm still gonna be that same person when that kid decide to come around, and you decide to let the kid come around. Like, I'm still be the same dad.
I realize, and this is sort of it's a harsh reality, that some women hate their kid's father more than they love their kids. Think about that for a second. Let that sink in. For sure. But they will do shit that hurts their kids because they know that it'll hurt the father even more. But they'll use the kids as a tool and hurt them in the process because they hate that man so much. They're willing to hurt their own children. And that to me is like the worst shit I've seen.
Yeah, man. It's I be dealing with shit like that. So I don't know, man. People grow up. They'll grow up one day and they'll realize what they doing wrong and stop being selfish. A lot of people, because I ain't saying like I ain't perfect. I know I be selfish in some matters, but I'm at the point of life where I'm trying to do right. And because I ain't getting no fucking younger. I'm trying to do right. I'm trying to, like, shit, my karma be fucking me up. I done had some nigga. Since I done seen you, Vlad, I probably went broke 5 times.
Really?
Yes. It's been how many years since I seen you? Because making bad decisions, going to jail, back and forth, like, just shit. Like, you see, I done lost my girl to suicide. I went through so much shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'd be like, damn, is this my karma for a lot of the bullshit that I was doing? So it's like, I'm at the point of cleaning my life up. So it's like, and shit actually getting better. Like, before I sank Blaze, shit was going left. Got caught with a bunch of pounds of weed, all type of shit. Like, I was tripping, and I was like, what am I doing wrong? And as soon as I stepped into his life, shit just started. All the bad shit stopped. So it's like, I know now, like, all right, I just got to do right. Like, nigga lived the whole life of doing bullshit and whatever. Gotta live right. Gotta live right for the kids and everybody else.
That's where we're going to end it. 600 Breezy, man. Always a pleasure. Until next time.
Always.
Peace.